Starting. And we are live again. Stop dying, John!
Oh, excuse me.
Perfect timing.
Down.
Sarge is starting off this fancy formal ball correctly.
Yep.
Masquerade!
As exactly I would a normal ball as well.
Normal.
So,
I'll be queuing up the creepy waltz music.
Normal ball.
How's everybody feeling about today?
Hungry. I can't wait to accidentally wreck Athalia's reputation.
I want to go to sleep.
Irreparably.
What'd you say, John?
I want to go to sleep.
Stop it.
You and me fucking both, dude. But we're all here, and we all got dice ready, and we all got Roll20 up. So, let us commence with the festivities.
Huzzah.
Well, not yet, because you guys' costumes are going to take a little bit of time. Probably about a day. So, you have this wonderful, magnificent city that you've been brought into. And Athalia, it's probably a good idea that you take a look around and see what's changed or what hasn't from the time that you've been here before.
Okay.
You all have essentially the steward to talk to. You have the butler, the cook, and the handmaiden to try and get some information from if you wish. But there's an entire city out there. You'll probably have about a day in order to go out and explore and figure out what's going on. I would, however, recommend that you don't go in less than one. Because that's fucking possible. Good job, Sarge. Don't go out in groups smaller than 2. Because it is a strange city, and Athalia is the only one who's actually supposed to be here.
Yep.
So what you're saying is it just ups the challenge level.
True.
I hide. Where? You're a lizard in a place of knife ears.
I put up my hood.
That's just
Okay.
making you suspicious and out of place.
Exactly.
Not in Othric's minds.
I'll just find a group of other lizards with a crest that I can get into, like assassins.
They're around. All right.
Somewhere.
Okay, so last game we were spending we got our costumes being made, and we had figured out what advantages each of us would get for either the dance, meal, or just general interaction.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yep, there's 3 major parts of it, any ball that you would be a part of, and that's the dancing, the talking, and
The orgy.
Wait. Hold on, wait a minute. There's a large scribble in my notes here. Josh, did you drive all the way up from Virginia just to correct my note?
I took the train. It was so much better. Hello?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay.
Did anybody else drop out?
No.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And John's there?
See, I think he is.
We're
at
just
least.
all disappointed in you.
Oh, good.
John,
There
are
we go.
you here? You're muted. Oh.
There's a difference between muted and choosing not to speak.
Yeah, okay, true.
No, he's muted because he's eating.
Oh, got it. Well, is there anything you guys wanted to follow up on? You did meet 3 very prominent heads of state, per se, heads of the families that came by and spoke to you.
Yes.
I'm going to throw them back up on
Oh, shit.
the old dashboard real quick so you guys can see them.
Thank you.
That's Aladir Balfir, who is the head of essentially the city. You have Galanthal Elican, who is the kind of the big boss, the head of the family. They are tied to a forest spirit and provide resources for them to survive. And then you met Elia Zinthra. You guys can see these, right? They're popping up on your dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you met Elia, who is the head of the Ixros family. Ixros being the musical slash bardic god of music and bardistry.
Bard dickery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you would know that each of them does have kind of a separate. They have their own little family house, as you would have gathered from the size of the construction site of Athalia's home. And it would stand to reason that each of them would have their own kind of property within the city, even though the city itself belongs to Elcan family as the last city. So you can try and go check out the other families, but there's also the lower nobility as well, or the lower classes of each of the families. And nobody's asked what they do so far.
I want to explore the lower city, and I also want to find out if the people who are the servants of the ball are from the lower city, or if the servants at the ball will be living in the house where the ball is occurring. Because if they don't live in that house and I can get access to them, I want to make sure I can give some bribes before we go.
Do you have anything that they'd want?
Shit, gold? Probably not a currency here, huh?
Oh, and FYI, everyone, we have not officially had a long rest since our initial battle in front of the waterfall.
Ooh.
So just remember that, because I'm still missing a fair amount of spell slots.
Sleep might be worth its while.
Yeah. Well, I think it was nearing the end of the day last time we stopped, so we might even want to just
That's correct.
have a
Sleep
rest.
before morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we'd have the whole day to kind of figure out what we want to do.
That's fine.
Okay.
Sleep.
Well, lucky for you, there is more than enough room in this the servants' quarters, and save for the young elvish lad that is following Varys around like a lost puppy dog. Who, by the way, Varys, you didn't have a choice. You did get that room that he showed you with all of his little nooks and crannies. Probably could have phrased that better. Anyway,
Great.
so you guys do manage to get. Guys do manage to get enough rest to recover all of your statistics.
Sweet.
Everybody, I believe, goes back up to full HP if you lost any, and you recover any long-term spell or action.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Everybody, roll me a perception check, please.
Oh joy.
Good Lord, you all are perceptive today.
Well,
I don't know who you're talking
yeah,
about.
what you talking about?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's true. So, Athalia. Actually, you, Hallison, Bia, it was awkward sleeping. You're not sure why.
Oh no.
It just always felt like you felt like the door was going to open or a window was going to open at any point in time. You're just not really sure why.
Huh.
Huh.
You ever get that like sixth sense of like you're looking at a door and you're like at any moment in time that's going to open and I know it.
And my dad's
Nope.
gonna come back.
Like you know other people are around and involved and it's like you just kind of get that like wow man they're probably going to be in here but you couldn't think of any reason why. Not paranoia per se, just like something tingling in the back of your head.
It's
So
only
paranoia.
paranoia if I'm wrong.
Nobody's chasing you though.
They don't have to be chasing me for me to be paranoid that they're going to be looking after me. Obviously, they're listening.
It would make a fair amount of sense for it to be classified as paranoia. Because, I mean, this is the first time back in a city in 150 years. Hallis, this is very much a place that you are not familiar with. And you're just all in all, like, uncomfortable with how everything has gone. So,
So no change there.
Yeah.
however, it is a wonderful scent that you wake up to. You smell at least minimum 3 different kinds of meats and some sort of dark, musty brew that just smells absolutely delectable to wake up.
Arthurix
Yay.
is
And it
immediately
permeates the house.
he's immediately sniffing out the source of this.
Well, obviously, this would be down in the kitchen. As you come in, the burly elf who gave you lessons last night is whipping up probably one of the largest feasts you've seen since getting with this group. Except Arthurix. Arthurix, you've seen this. You're used to this.
Yes. Yes, he is.
There's a massive spread of food, vegetables, bread, at several different types of pitchers, one of which is steaming with a black liquid that most of you wouldn't recognize.
Oh, Arthurix immediately knows what that is.
Yes, he does.
He
Last time I saw a spread this big, it was that time we accidentally came on board a ship that wasn't empty. How are we supposed to know that it was a cruise ship?
there were characters dressed up as like mice and dogs. It was bizarre.
Bunch of nobles? Who goes on tourism to a freaking river?
Arthurix has sat down and he is stuffing his face.
Be it soon joins.
Oh, this is exquisite. Oh, delicious. I have not had any of this since I left Silvershore. This is this is wonderful. And is that Kofefe?
I hate you. I knew I shouldn't have let you name it. The burly chef is kind of like, he's stern, but you can tell like underneath it he's very proud that you guys are digging in so voraciously, because he's only had really elves to deal with for a while. So the fact that two very different creatures are enjoying his food is very proud. He's very proud of it. He starts waxing on about how the type of meat that you're eating was hunted down, somewhere in the misty brook area and brought back by the hunters of what is it? The Laely family, and he managed to score probably the best part of that animal in order to break here. Seems very boastful when he gets an opportunity. He just keeps going on and on and on about it.
But this
I
is
ask him
delicious.
questions that are complex. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Which one of you?
You go first, Arthur.
I was just saying this was delicious. You go.
Oh, I start asking him very like questions that are the kind that you ask when you're stroking someone's ego about the food. I'm sucking up for seconds.
Gotcha. Like, how did you manage to get so much flavor into this meat?
This
That
is the
kind of
best
stuff?
thing ever. Yeah. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, yeah.
He puffs up like Arthurix's crest Like, he almost swells like 3 or 4 inches, just chest-wise. Just, yeah, that's right. That's my meat. And, oh, man, all of that sentence just, oh, my God.
There's a lot of stroking things, sucking things.
Puffing up.
I hope
Oh
you guys know
yeah, I
I'm
bet he worked all
questioning.
morning on that sausage.
He swole up with pride. Yeah. No, I hope you guys know I'm now officially questioning all of my life decisions that have put me in this place by now. But no, he is eager not only to give you more of now I gotta find a different word for meat. Of the meal.
Vittles.
But he also starts cooking other things in front of you so that he can, kind of show off his skills.
Oh
At
god,
one
we're
point
like at
he
a
brings out
5-star hotel, and like the chef is
Oh,
just
it's
making
like
it in
having
front
a
of us.
chef's table.
Yeah.
It's the chef's table at a restaurant.
Exactly. It's more like he hasn't had the ability to really entertain in a while, and you can tell that he's taking a lot of joy out of, at the very least, 2 people sitting in it just devouring what he's come up with.
I've been on a ship. I know how you get actually good quality swill on a ship. You suck up.
Yeah, most of the pirate ships that you've been a part of, though, can tell when somebody's sucking.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
point though. If you don't do it, you don't get it.
It's like they know.
I know
but-
you're completely full of shit, but I appreciate your trying.
This is the etiquette. It is considered rude if you don't suck up. If you just ask for it, it means you're in a bad mood. After all, it's dinner and a show.
The other 3 of you, what are you guys doing?
Sure, I'm gonna eat eventually.
I'm gonna eat normally.
Not like, steam shovels trying to excavate a hole as quickly.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna be me.
I'm enjoying my meal with gusto, sir. I'm refined, but enjoying.
Try to keep it out of your plumage.
A little bit. I think I left a sausage in there.
Hallis, when you come down, it is obvious how much these guys are enjoying themselves. It is the next best thing to a massacre that you can have on. Lexi, or you would come down to the same thing. I think Hallis would be a bit more reserved, but pretty much everybody's enjoying themselves.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is the first real meal you guys have had in, what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if reserved is the right word. It's that like, yeah, cool food. Did you poison this shit? He is mildly paranoid.
I would call that reserved. Like, I'm picking it this big. There's a hidden vial in here. I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, the chef will happily make until you guys are completely stuffed. It seems if who took the chef's course?
I did.
You would know that you both would know that an empty plate is an insult to a chef in Elven society. So as if you guys clear your plate, it's immediately filled back up.
So they're Japanese. Got it.
Just one of many things.
Mhm.
I mean, it makes sense too. You eat to excess, there's going to be leftovers. So
Mm.
All right, so yeah, eventually Othrix, like leaving some things on his plate still, he just kind of leans back and burps happily. He is kind of in a semi-food coma at the moment.
Bia's probably about ready to get sick because she's from a clean plate club society.
Oh no. She just kept eating.
She just kept eating. It never stopped.
it's just one wafer thin mint.
Just a teeny.
I imagine I'm guessing she eventually figures it out, but not before she's overstuffed.
I think
Does
Others.
anybody want to lean over and tell?
Sorry.
No, you good. I was just saying, does anybody want to lean over, like, tap her on the shoulder?
Eventually, like Othrix seeing what is happening and seeing this pained expression on her face. I'm imagining the rabbit from Wreck-It Ralph too.
Oh
Oh no!
Yes.
With the pancakes.
Yes. So I just gonna nudge her and point at my plate, motioning how it is full, and just kind of put her hand back down as she reaches up to shove another hash brown onto her spoon.
too many beignets. Mm-hmm.
Can both of you make me a con check,
Oh
please?
no!
Oh, no.
Actually, we'll make this a con save.
Oh, thank God! That's my second best skill. Why? Why do you desert me? Second best skill.
That's my
Oh.
second bet. Bleh. BM, you're a little unsettled, but you're fine. It is a lot of food to process, and you're probably going to need to lay on one of the many love seats that they have for a couple minutes, but you should be. Othrix,
Oh, no. Oh no!
something is not agreeing with your Dragonborn physiology, and you're not quite sure what it is.
That sixth cup of coffee.
You know what? That sixth cup probably is what's moving you in a very, we'll say, visceral. You're probably going to need to hit the chamber pot sometime soon.
Told you it was poisoned.
No, that's how it's supposed to be. If you'll excuse me. And he makes
You guys aren't exactly sure how Dragonborns do their business, but you are given kind of a front row seat as to what it sounds like.
Ah!
And Varys is just like quiet as the grave, just half a plate, little something to settle his stomach.
Taking a nap on a couch, trying to ignore the noises, humming to herself.
couple sounds like a T-Rex coming out of that.
You should try some. You should try some of this one. Maybe it settles the stomach.
What is going on in there? You really don't want to know.
The square root of the hypotenuse.
Going to big.
Yeah.
So, with that interesting part of your morning done, and everybody quite unsettled and wide-eyed as Othrix emerges from the chamber pot, quiet does come back to the house at some point. With everybody fed and ready to go, you realize that you have it takes a little time to put a ball together, obviously, but with nobles who have access to things that we wouldn't even dream of, including event space and tools, it should only take probably until tonight in order to get the ball up and ready to go. So whatever you guys would like to do, you are free to do. Thalia, if you would like to escort them anywhere or go investigate some things yourself, you're welcome to. Again, you have the three major estates. You can also try and investigate the fourth Laeli estate, because you haven't seen their leader yet. There's also, the marketplace that you guys can go to. I mean, anything that a major city would have, you could probably find here reasonably.
Well, I know Othrix. What Othrix is after.
Do tell.
He's looking for somebody who knows expert at magic or magical artifacts or anyone who would have knowledge about the Age of Kull. So if the elves have some sort of magic college, I'm not sure if they do, or just someone who is very well versed in the arcane.
That would be somebody from the Laeli family.
Oh, Oh,
They're the
good.
most powerful magician.
Yep. So, Athalia, from what we learned about the various households and families, I believe that visiting the Lelia family would be beneficial to my interests.
I can escort you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Excellent.
but afterwards we're going shopping.
That's fine.
For what?
I don't know, Girls' Day. What
Oh,
passes
okay.
for fun around here? Cool, shiny things.
Yes,
Okay.
Varys?
No, just clearing my throat.
Okay.
You gonna be able to make it out of the house?
Yes. Dragonborns may have occasional issues, but we have high constitution.
While he does talk about that, you do notice there is a slight wider stance to his stand and walk than before.
Oh no.
Almost a little bit of a waddle.
I'm gonna share with you an old miner's trick, Othrix. Have a little whiskey. Settles the stomach, calms the nerves, reinforces the constitution.
Is that an old miner's trick? I thought it was an old sailor's trick too.
Really, anyone who eats too much.
My grandmother
Or
would give me
drinks too much.
heated whiskey to calm the stomach.
Well, you're a Dragonborn, aren't you? You can heat it yourself.
Some of the family can, some cannot.
Kind way of saying racist.
It's because I'm a black Dragonborn, isn't it?
Let me rephrase. You're a sorcerer, aren't you? Eat it yourself.
Actually,
You do notice that
I don't have any
the
fire-based. Anyway. Sorry, continue.
no, you're good. You do notice that the chef is kind of nudging a particular mug that's next to him with eyes in your direction.
He kind of bashfully walks over and pours himself a little bit.
Every one of the staff is kindly looking away from you at this, as though this never happened.
Oh, good. They have discretion. Excellent.
Only the best for Athalia.
Uh-huh.
That is one thing I've missed. Discretion.
Hallis, Varys, what would you guys like to be up to today?
I have no idea. I don't know what else I actually want to do here. It's just fully uncomfortable with the bliss.
You can't be on my computer.
John, get off the computer.
No, it's the cat. He like hopped up on my desk.
I mean, you could always talk to Aladur again. The captain of the guard seemed a little reserved, but you could try and find some information out about like where you are and what's going.
Is John still muted?
Varys?
I'm sorry, I heard Hallis, not Varys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Hallis and Varys. What are you guys up to today? My apologies.
You should just say their ship name so they know it's both of them.
I'm just gonna let everything blow over because the Black Elf is not in a mood to go out and deal with the rich people who are too rich for their own damn good.
Okay, so Hallis and Varys, you guys are gonna try and chill at the house. You kind of.
I don't know what Hallis is doing, but that's what Varys is doing.
Or all the other three are all going together wherever they're going.
That's correct.
Then yeah, he'll probably do the same. He'll just chill.
I'm sorry, you're kind of quiet, Garrett. I can't hear you.
So then yeah, he'll probably just chill if they're all three of them are going together.
Okay. Well, you guys can put your feet up. The staff will take care of you. but we may have something in a moment for you. Let me see what my notes are. But before that, so Othrix, Bia, and Athalia, you guys want to head over to the Lely Estate and check out and see what's going on there?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, with everything now settled, both figuratively and literally, you guys make your way out of the servant. Sorry, grabbing a handout real quick.
It's okay.
Patrif is watching over Hallis and Varys. You notice that she's not exactly talking to herself, but she is talking out loud while she does things, so you can consistently hear her presence through the house. But is more than happy to talk to either of you if either of you have questions. You have a feeling that she'll be talking anyway. It just happens to be at you if you do say anything. Patrif wishes you, all three of you the best, to come back if there's anything that happened, let her know what's going on. She'll be able to, send or call for anything that you need. And as you leave, it is a foggy, damp morning as you walk out, to the point where all you can really make out, past some of the branches that you are currently out on, is just the lights. Any light that has come through from any source, such as torches or sun orbs or things like that. So all you really see are these what looks like ghostly small specks of light floating through the mist.
Occasionally, Othrix is just shaking his down to get the moisture off of it.
Bia looks comfortable. Like this is normal weather. Because of this.
And walking through the branches, Athalia, you're pretty sure you know where the estate is, if it hasn't moved since you've been here. But as with most elven things, it's probably the exact same place that it is when you.
Okay.
You take a cut through the middle of the city. You see a couple people milling about. I mean, you're probably late morning at this point, like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it seems pretty busy for what it is. Everybody roll me, at least one of you three, roll me perception.
Cool. Come on, dice. Do better. Come on.
Nope.
That's the exact perception I rolled before. This might be an interesting game if this trend continues.
Ouch.
No, you guys are too distracted by everything around you. There's a lot of mist, like the type that if you go out now in modern day, you could swear there were zombies walking around, like that dense, thick fog. And Athalia, you're more focused on getting them through than anything else. Bia and Othrix, you guys are kind of keeping to yourselves, seeing what you can see, but nobody's really drawing close enough for you to get a real sense of what's going on around you. There are a lot of twists and turns to the point where both of you lose your sense of direction pretty fucking quickly. Even Bia with a skilled navigator like you like 5 or 6 turns in, you wouldn't be able to find yourself back where you were. The alleys have gotten smaller and denser. There's a lot of more hewn wood here instead of grown wood. From what you can kind of tell, it feels like you're getting closer to the center of the city. And eventually, you do come across an upward slanted route. And as you start walking up it, Athalia, you were 100% correct. This is exactly where it was last time.
Yay.
And as you come into it, you see a gorgeous painted, constructed wooden mansion that is entirely made of whites and blues, with lace pattern carved into everything. Not painted, carved, even down to the tiniest detail. As you walk by, there seems to be a lot of oval pattern tree. high sky archways, lofted ceilings, just very focused on space.
Huh.
A slight and short elf woman comes up to you and looks up at Athalia. Oh, Mistress Athalia, it is wonderful to see you again. It has been so long.
I
This
have no
is
idea.
this is the handmaiden for House Lately.
Oh, okay.
You've,
I'll,
you've interacted with her a few times, but not excessively.
gotcha. I'll, greet her rather warmly, then. And just...
Go ahead.
No, just go ahead. I didn't have anything to say beyond that. I was just gonna elaborate a little.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and elaborate.
Just, like, ask how she's been and how the family's been and, things like that. Because I don't know anything about the family anymore. Well, I do,
That's true.
but I don't know if it's correct.
Well, everything has been fairly homogenous since you left, ma'am. As one can probably report about most of the other families, but we did have a bit of a shakeup as far as leadership goes. Our father, Elenia, passed while you were gone. Now, if you remember, Athalia, he was an old fuck when you last were here. Like, even for an elf, it was time. Especially since this family is the only one who their leader is basically elected by skill instead of bloodline.
Okay.
So their skill as explorers and their power as a magician dictates whether or not they lead the family. So he passed, and our darling Nassyria actually is now head of the family, as impetuous as she is. Now you remember Nassyria. She was probably one of your youngest friends, because you two would get into all types of trouble. You can't really imagine her as a leader, though.
Well, no, but it's been forever since I saw her, so she might have changed.
That's true.
Do elves change that fast over 50 years?
150.
I'm about to say, that's still not that much. Anyway.
It's enough.
Okay.
Not a ton to change,
Yeah.
but a little bit.
She ties her shoes differently. She's a,
Yeah.
This
she's
would
a
be
rebel.
this would be a rather rocking change in 150 years. Having somebody at the head of a family die, and then be replaced by a very young. Because she's probably about your age, Lex.
Damn.
Mm.
Interesting.
Do you want to ask about her?
I'll ask if we can see her.
The slightly elf kind of wrings her hands a little bit and sighs, and she says, I'm not sure what my mistress's schedule is today. I can try and see if we can fit you in. She has a lot of preparations for the ball. You know her. She likes to have a hand in the cooking. Bless her soul. I can't try and get you in with some of the other court members, though.
Whoever can talk to us about whatever this gentleman here, I'm gonna gesture to Othrix. I'm not gonna call you any mean names today.
I just give a slight bow.
Whatever he wishes to inquire about. I was just hoping to see my old friend.
I'm sure that she'll make time for you soon. You are childhood friends. That being said, she does kind of flit around for a little bit, trying to determine who is there. She invites you guys into a sitting room that's nearby, and brings out some very sweet-smelling, clear liquid. Doesn't taste alcoholic, but it does taste like some sort of tea.
Okay.
She leaves you for a few moments, and darts off. I wonder if the court mage is here today. Let me check.
Ooh, Arthur perks up a little bit at that, and he just kind of relaxes and enjoying the scenery, enjoying his tea. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Be as a proverbial fish out of water. So
That's okay.
she's just kind of looking around and trying to be on alert.
Lexi, if Bia picks up her teacup with one hand, you're going to have to correct her,
Okay.
even though nobody's looking.
Let's practice for tonight.
Bia's not drinking from the teacup because she's wary of doing it wrong. she's staring at it like it just performed mutiny.
Yeah?
Mutinous tea. Ooh, I have a new tea name.
Maddie
Mutinous
wants
tea.
Yeah.
Mutant tea.
Or
Mutiny. Mutiny.
Oh God!
And thus my new brand of tea has been born.
Fantastic.
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad.
Mutant tea.
Fantastic.
So it is a little bit, probably about a half hour, 45 minutes before the slightly woman comes back down with an elderly looking mage. Not as old as the previous head of the family, but he's getting up there. Deep wrinkles set in his face. There seems to be a lot of crow's feet around his eyes where, he has been squinting in study. A pair of small glasses rests on his nose. And he is balding on top. Stringy
Dang.
silver white hair hangs down. But his eyes look attentive and intelligent as ever as he looks over at the three of you. I've been told that one of you wishes my acquaintance.
Yes, that would be me. And Arthurix gives a bow. Arthurix Dunscale of the Silvershore Dunscales, at your service.
He reaches out and takes your hand and places his other hand on top of it. I thought you would recognize this as the traditional greeting. Arthurix, since you did not take the talking course, you wouldn't recognize anything more than a warm joke. But he does not say, "My name is Eludrin Laley. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am busy, however. I wanted to come down and take a moment to at least introduce myself. Is there something in particular I could help you with?"
Oh, yes. Two things, really. I am somewhat of a scholar of the arcane arts, specifically of artifacts and magics dealing with the Age of Kull. And I was curious to see if you had any knowledge or books on the subject I might peruse. And secondly, I have an artifact of arcane nature that I'm trying to discern the origin of. And I am wondering if you would take a look at that as well.
So, at first, he seems pretty warm. But the more that you talk, the more he kind of goes onto a back foot, per se. He clearly wasn't expecting the things that you're asking. As he looks over to Athalia with that, "What are you letting them do?" kind of look. Roll me an insight check, please. All three of you, if you want to.
Oh, great. I just pissed off the mage.
Hey, look at that.
Arthurix is just completely unaware this morning.
Man. It was that 6 cup of cafe for
How? How?
Okay, so Bia, something's off. He's not reacting in a way that a normal scholar would. Just from your brief interactions with them, like usually if somebody asks for information, they're either outright hostile because they're trying to protect it, or they're more than happy to share it. They're happy to talk to somebody finally about their thesis, as boring as it may be. So this kind of openness and then closed is off-putting to you. Athalia, you know directly. You've seen this look before, specifically when it comes to quote unquote the help. This guy is very clearly old school in the fact that whoever is in your company should not be asking about the things they're asking about. It's almost unimaginable to him personally that somebody like Othrix, in this case a reptile or a lizard in his eyes, should be this knowledgeable about magic.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, bitch.
Oh.
Sorry, that's out of character.
No, you're good. Othrix, you're completely unaware. It's a little strange that he didn't just outright answer, considering how warm he was, but you're completely missing any connotation of anything.
Yep.
As he kind of pulls his hand back, and rests it inside of his sleeves instead of, continuing contact.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks at you. So, we don't have anything relating to Cull. In fact, that's not something that we normally research here, at least in my particular studies or those that I direct. I'm willing to take a look at this artifact, but why did you not give it to your mistress first?
Well, I mean, in all due respect to Miss Athalia, she is knowledgeable about many things, just not in certain branches of the arcane. And this particular...
Oh, yes, please keep talking.
No.
Dig it! Throw me a shovel, Sarge. I'm digging.
Hey, DM, can I see that this is going badly?
Not necessarily. You just know that it's not going well.
Oh, I see.
You don't know it's going badly. Yeah, Thalia, you would absolutely.
Yes, she is, and this is an artifact I'd carried with me for many years, and I wanted to make sure that it was properly looked after by fellow studiers and scholars into the arcane.
Athalia, he just admitted to another family that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh no.
I'll just be like, you know what? I'll own it. I don't know anything about this shit.
This is great.
I think we might have just put blood in the water for one of the royal families.
There's a bard somewhere deep inside me that's screaming right now, but Bia has no idea what's going on. Bia's just like, yeah, no, that's real strength, admitting you don't know something, admitting expertise. That is a good.
So, Athalia, how are you reacting to this?
I'll seem annoyed. But I'll just be like, while my colleague or friend or whatever, I'm not.
In this particular case, it would probably be assistant or follower or something along those lines. Companion.
My companion, actually, is the best one. Yeah. Here, is in a way correct. I have never encountered anything like this artifact, but I am curious to know more.
So, Aludrin kind of raises an eyebrow in your direction. This is highly what's the word?
Orthodox, unusual.
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. Thank you. It's very strange, highly unorthodox for any member of a family, especially and including the head of a family, to admit any wrongdoing or lack of knowledge. Usually there's some sort of cover. They would never let somebody who is under them come up to a quote-unquote higher-ranked noble and ask on their behalf. So for him, this is highly, highly out of the ordinary. So he doesn't really have an idea of how to react, and is just kind of closing off to himself. And okay, all right. This is interesting. So he finishes. He kind of looks back to Othrix and looks to Thalia and back to Othrix and kind of gives a half-hearted shrug. It's like, I mean, if your mistress is permissing it, I guess I could take a look at what you're whatever this artifact is. And you can tell by the way he's talking, at least Athalia and B, you guys can, just from that sentence, you could tell that he's expecting like some sort of enchanted silver spoon that gives a sugary texture to everything. Not like the staff that you guys have, the druidic staff, or even the scale of cold. He's not expecting either of those things.
Behold,
No, so
my shiny rock.
So out of my pocket, I pull a metal can with no opening.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That was what I was intending the entire time.
I really thought you were going to give him the druidic staff. I completely forgot about this fucking can.
Oh my god, what is this man?
Okay, so back in like episode 2 or 3, this was the trinket that he rolled up for his character. Was a can that has no way of being opened and resists being opened, but sounds like there's something inside of it.
Like liquid sloshing.
Is it a can of soup?
I don't know.
Nobody
No
knows
one knows.
because you can't open it.
And I tried to take it to the alchemist or the artificer in Stromness, and I pissed them off and they kicked me out because they thought I was just playing a joke.
They thought you were fucking with them.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I've had no place to take this to until now.
Oh my god, I thought this was a serious trip.
It is a serious trip for Othrix.
I thought we were here to like discuss.
In
this
what
game.
way has this ever been serious?
I mean, to be fair,
I
this is
really
a serious trip for Othrix.
No, you're right. I don't mean to say it's not a serious trip. I thought this was for one of the other artifacts you have that you've been questioning. I completely, 100% forgot about that can. Oh man, I'm glad you brought that back up.
I've been
Oh my
wondering
god.
if you were ever gonna pull that can out.
Yeah.
And I guess I found the answer. Because I've been staring at the party's the inventory of like the whole group, just thinking of like what items are tradable to elves.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay. So you pull out a can. And he is 100% surprised. Like, of all of the things he was actually expecting, this
is
wasn't
none of
even
them.
on the list. Like, so far beyond perception. This was on a list in another fucking house. Like, how far away he was thinking. And you completely baffle him. There's a solid 10 seconds of just silence as he is just staring at this thing. And he looks up at you, and there's a small glimmer of anger in his eyes. Are you joking?
No, I mean this artifact has eluded my my insight for many months now, and nobody I've taken it to has been able to give me any insight in it. I know a man of your quality and arcane knowledge would certainly have be able to crack this proverbial nut. He is completely honest. He is being completely sincere right now.
B's just gonna lean down to Thalia and go, of all the things I thought he was gonna pull out, that's not it. What I thought we were here for.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was here for the staff.
So did I. You might want to apologize to that guy before our friend here is turned into a steaming pancake of the arcane.
Can all three of you roll me another insight check, please?
Nope.
I'm about to die.
You insulted his entire family with that one.
Good.
Oh shit.
Well,
Okay, good.
why?
All three of you pick up on the fact that he thinks Othrix is lying. Through his teeth. He thinks this is a joke. That sentimentality that you put on the end of the sentence was literally just a butter emoji. And he is actually starting to grow visibly upset. As he roughly passes the can back to you and struggles to find words for a moment until he finally looks over to Thalia and says, I hope that this isn't how you conduct yourself at the ball tonight.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, of course not. Although he was being completely sincere.
You see why she doesn't know about this particular thing. It's not due to lack of skill, I suspect.
Indeed.
I
He looks back at Othrix.
At this point, I think he realizes something is terribly wrong.
Oh, yeah, especially when he looks at you and says, well, this does seem to be a puzzle of your caliber. I'll leave you to it. And turns around and walks off.
Could you at least check to see what enchantments are on it, or what may have been what schools of magic? It has. He is just
And
so.
he is gone.
Mhm.
So Athalia,
Yeah?
you're the head of this house. Your friend or someone you knew, or apparently wants to get hands-on with the cooking?
An old friend of mine who most likely will not want to see me at this point.
Yeah, but we might be able to at least get in good. Why don't we take a trip to the market, and Othrix here, I'm gonna clap him hard on the shoulder, like that you're not getting out of this, you scaled cretin. Hard. Is going to try to buy something like a nice ingredient or a good tea or some spice, something a little less common that maybe we can get back in this house's good graces with.
Arthur's is just staring at his can. His crest has fallen. He looks very depressed.
Athalia, roll me a wisdom check, please. Just a straight wisdom.
How do I do that?
Very depressed.
You would click on the statistic itself.
Hey, that's not bad.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, no, you're correct. So you would know that this incident doesn't necessarily put you in the bad graces of an entire family, but it doesn't help. You have a feeling that your previous relationship, elves put a lot of emphasis on history with people. If you've done them well in the past, they'll remember that for a long time. So your reputation and relationship with Nassyria before all of this would give you some leeway, even if you have bad company, as one might put it. So one voice isn't going to completely demolish or tarnish your reputation, but it certainly hasn't helped anything.
True.
Yeah.
But if we get something tasty and good and we can deliver it to the kitchen, we might get a hint as to what they're serving at the ball tonight, helping us to know what sort of etiquette we'll need there.
That's true. That's true. What would you guys like to do?
I'll follow whoever's dragging me, because right now I'm a little depressed.
Distraught.
Yeah. Here I was in the home of Elvenkind, ready to get all kinds of arcane knowledge.
And you just got slapped the fuck down.
It's okay, Othrix. After this, we'll visit this great town I know. I'm sure there's somebody there drunk enough to know what they're talking about, and they'll be able to help you.
Or at least they think they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's never sure. I never knew if Old Ku was actually a foreseer of the future events or was just crazy. No one knew. So markets.
I think we can maybe talk our way back into some good graces, though.
True.
A good gift wouldn't hurt.
We can.
Especially since you have a good idea of where Nassyria is probably cooking.
Okay.
We could get some hints on the ball. We might be able to, if we bring some extra bribes with us, get in good with some of the servants, so they might, if we can find some servants, it never hurts to have one or two that are willing to look out for you when someone's crazy aunt wants to dance. Huh? Hey?
Eh?
Don't
Eh?
get caught doing
nudge,
that?
Say no more. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
exactly, Lexi. Don't get caught doing it.
No, of course not.
I'm not going to do it. And if you get caught doing it, there goes my reputation completely.
Oh, well. I'm a servant. I can, I guess, or whatever that guy said we were. So, gossiping with the others? I'm just talking to people of my caste? I don't know what the fuck this city's like. What do you think? Gift from an old friend? We could just try to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's up to you three.
I'm
Walk
just
the city.
I am under the understanding that I'm going with Bia whether I want to or not. So
Friendship.
Alright, we'll go buy a present and come back. Well, go find her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Varys, Hallis, there is a knocking at your chamber door.
a rapping, as if a tapping upon your chamber door.
Just some visitor, I mutter. Just some visitor and nothing more.
This house shall be nevermore. Yeah, so the servant's house does ring out with a very not insistent knocking, but it is a powerful rap. You hear Patriff kind of gasp and like scuttle about wherever she is in the house and clump, 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 as she comes down the stairs. Very clearly, like this is the most action that she's had as a handmaiden in the last 2 days that you think she's had in a while. So she's very clearly excited, like, oh man, more guests. What could happen now? The possibilities are endless. She runs up to the door and, opens it and greets it. Oh, hello! Thank you so much for showing up. This is unprecedented. Please come in. And you actually see Galanthal Elikahan walk in. I assume that both of you are in the same room, kind of relaxing, or did you guys go to your separate areas?
We're probably in the same place, most likely.
They're playing
Mhm.
Go
No
Fish.
reason not to be.
Getting a light workout in.
Yeah. So both of you take a small break real quick, kind of look over and see what's going on. And the tall elf walks in. He's got the same green cloak on that he did yesterday. The suit and things underneath that are changed, but it seems like the cloak is almost a symbol of his title. And he kind of looks around. Even in this dim light, he is the brightest thing. He is just fucking pale white as he looks around, kind of trying to settle on something, and finally looks over at Varys, and a smile crosses his face. And he pats Patriff on the shoulder and says, "Thank you. I appreciate your help, but I'm actually here to talk to those two."
Oh, good.
I don't know if you guys particularly remember, he was not at all happy to see any of you last night.
Well, no, these people wear 100 faces. That wouldn't necessarily matter yet.
So he walks over, and it's very strange to see a man that tall and gaunt move the way he does. It's very fluid, almost like he's kind of drifting across the hardwood towards you.
He's a vampire.
How tall are both of you? I think close to 6 foot, right?
Varys is short. He's like 5-something.
5'11".
Okay. This
Varys
guy's
is on the
standing.
short side.
Okay, he's standing around 6'8". So he's just looking down at you guys, trying to figure out, with that large smile on his face, and it doesn't seem to quite fit on his face. Like, not that it's out of place, it's too wide for how narrow his face is.
Uh,
Um,
Can we help you?
I believe you can. I just wanted to apologize for last night.
Of course
It
you
was
do.
very, it was very late. We're not used to guests, and my behavior was inappropriate.
We stare at him.
I'm getting that feeling.
Yeah, Varys is just gonna let out a hum. Like, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Great.
He
I'm
kind
a
of,
dick.
yeah, he gives a slight nod as his smile falters a little bit.
He's dealing with the two
He's very-
snarkiest members of the party.
Yeah, at this
I am
particular
fighting
moment.
really hard to keep my snark below a 4, thank you.
So he kind of looks at both of you, realizes that this kind of isn't getting anywhere, and says, "I'm not sure where you come from necessarily, or what your traditions are as far as apologies. But at least here we try and give a present or some sort of gift as a recompense for misstepping. In this particular case, I had a few of these lying around, and I was wondering if you would do me the favor of wearing them to the ball tonight." He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 2 sets of gorgeous cufflinks. Like, one of them looks like they've been carved from bone, but from the bone of like something ancient, as it kind of ripples every so often with blue electricity. Very polished to a complete shine. Each carve is made with intent. Every feature on those is made with purpose. And the other is a set of polished steel. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I had thought of earlier. Polished steel cufflinks with his.
So-
Go ahead.
Just not to cut your definitions a little short, but looking at those and racking my brain over all the time I had underground of tradition and learning how how subtle things can be, not dumb, subtle. Is this
On
a
a sca-
trap?
I was about to say, on a scale of 1 to a trap, how Akbar is this right now?
Is this a tarp?
So go ahead and make me a check that you think might apply to this. We'll do you and how.
Well, my first gut instinct is survival. That's just sort of a. I'd say.
It's more of like
insight?
an outdoor thing. Insight would be
Well,
a good
I'm being facetious, you know.
one.
If survival takes on a whole different skill set in an urban political environment.
It's very true. Yeah, go ahead and roll insight for me.
Eat it.
Alice, would you like to roll as well?
Eat it. Eat it.
I mean, it doesn't matter what he rolls. He's totally not wearing these things, so it doesn't matter what I roll.
We're just gonna piss off every single house. That's how this is gonna be.
No, I have a plan.
My brain
So-
is just screaming at how they're evil.
So, Varys, there are multiple cultures where this could be a trap. Just from the brushes you've had, both as a slave and in the underground. You know that dwarves in particular do enjoy a bit of false flagging when it comes to stuff like this.
Right.
However, he does seem really genuine about it. As off-putting as it is, he seems like the type of person not to do this frequently. Especially with a 19, you are getting the sense that he's being upfront about the cuffs and about the offering of recompense of misstepping. There is something floating in the back there, though, that you're not sure about.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is, in cultures that aren't elves, this is a trap. But in the most political and long-winded race, nobody knows. That is what I just heard you explain.
You haven't had a lot of impact with elves.
Well, no, but I come from a subculture of elves. And what I asked is, would this be a thing that back home would be a trap?
Do drows
Back
speak
home,
Chaplics?
Yes. Absolutely in drow culture, this would be.
Well, elves want to pretend they're better than drow, but not really.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So we're going to take them, say thank you, but unfortunately, I do not believe we'll be able to wear them at the ball tonight due to the designs Our Lady has already penned for us. They do not make room for such things. The gift is appreciated, and we will wear them at a later important date.
Oh, how political of you.
It's almost like I've done this before.
Almost. Hallis, are you going to take the present as well?
I said we.
Follow his
He did
lead.
say we.
I mean, Alice is gonna take him. He just wasn't gonna wear them.
Okay. He Galanthal nods appropriately. He very clearly was not expecting a response like that. At least a carefully worded response like that. It was pretty clear that when he came in here, he was expecting more pageantry, yeah, or less pageantry, more grunt thump, me man type chest beating.
He was doing some mad dogging.
Oh yeah, he was getting ready for some mad dogging. So he's very surprised. You can kind of see his eyebrows uplift a little bit. Okay. Well, it's a surprise to say the least, but I appreciate your honesty. Please let Athalia know my blessings when she does return. Patricia, if you could please let her know that I would like to talk to her after the ball. But I appreciate your straightforwardness. If you need anything, please let me or my house know, and we'll try and accommodate you as best as possible. He then proceeds to turn around. You could see an entourage waiting outside. A couple guards in plate mail, very sharp-looking hand. What's the male version of a handmaiden? Steward? Attendant? Yeah, something like that.
Attendant, groomsman.
There you go. One of those is waiting outside for him to kind of usher him along. Patrif is beside herself as she shuts the door after him as he kind of glides out. And she looks at them both and it's like, how did you know what to say there?
I'm going to give it a 10 count. What a prick.
You hear a clattering of pots in the kitchen. Just like somebody dropped something as soon as you say it.
I want to imagine he put his hand up too, and he's just like 1, 2.
No, just a 10
3.
count.
Like counting on us.
The second the door closes, 1, 2, 3, 10. What a prick.
What a prick. What a dick. Okay, sorry.
You see the young child that has been following around incessantly just throw his hand up over his mouth, but you can tell he has a wide smile on underneath it. And Patrif shoots him like a withering glance of, don't you dare repeat that. I will murder you.
I'm going to look at Patrif. Y'all want to pretend you're different from your cousins. You're really not. You just get sunlight.
That seems to shut her up.
Drow with suntans.
She kind of cocks her head thoughtfully, like she wants to respond and she wants to defend herself, but she can't. So she just kind of wanders.
Takes it on the chin and backs off.
I mean, yeah, there's not much else you can do in that kind of a situation. You know, you could start to throw down, but you're also guests, so.
Well, I'm not trying to insult her. I'm just being honest in that your society is not that different. Y'all just don't keep slaves. Or, well, the same kinds of slaves.
Exactly.
You just don't keep slaves the same way.
You don't brand yours.
They're prisoners with jobs in our thing.
I had a job
Okay.
too. It was called stab people.
I really thought you were going to say it was awful. I had a job once. It was awful.
I had reasonable employment once. It was awful.
Okay, so with that little scene wrapped up, let's go ahead and take 10, 15. We'll come back at, let's say, 4 o'clock. Everybody,
Cool. That works.
Okay.
sweet.
All
I'm
right.
actually going to get up and stretch this time.
I need
I'll be
to
right
pee.
back.
Not gonna lie, spent the entirety of that typing to Josh in all capital letters about how it was a trap.
We were both going back and forth. It's like, no, don't do it, don't do it.
Ah!
Oddly enough, it's not hard to see a trap coming when they want you to walk into it.
That's true. I mean,
Oh, I know. We've all seen the movie tropes, but
the bear who knows the trap will never get caught. So.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Cool.
okay. See you when you get back, Lacey.
So, in complete honesty, the idea of presenting my staff or the scale of cull never even crossed my mind. Like I was completely focused on that can.
Using the what now?
Like showing the mage, the guy who I just pissed off, either my staff or the scale of cull, never even crossed my mind. It was just I was focused on that can.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about trying to figure out some way I could bail you out, and then I decided to just let it happen. It would be more fun. And then I'd have an excuse for Bia to come up with the idea to go get those spices, because the moment I heard that the one chick was preparing in the kitchen, I knew that I wanted to bring her a gift of some sort, so we could see what was being prepared in the kitchen and have a one-up on that.
This ball is gonna be great.
What I'm hearing is all the nobleborn people are putting feet in their mouths, and those of us who aren't are just getting by.
The lesser born.
Those who have had to, navigate the unfair games of those above us.
To be fair, it's only
Excuse me,
Authorix who has done that so far.
Hey, I was pretty high up where I came from. Just where I came from, pretty high up meant you had a hut with a door on it.
And that's only because you took it from somebody else that was bigger and tougher than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had 2 goats. That made me important.
My God, you had
bourgeoisie pig.
every suitor from here to the mountains coming for you.
I mean, literally, probably,
Yeah.
given that Bia was Storm Herald or
Yeah.
Stormborn or whatever. She probably did have more suitors than comfortable.
But yeah, so I appreciate that Sarge gave me an out to say that he actually planned on presenting the staff or the scale of cull, but no, I had to go with it. I had to run.
I'm glad you did. It was the least most likely option that I could have thought of. So the fact that you did it was hilarious.
Mm.
I didn't expect it. I expected anything but that. And Athalia and I were going there, like, ready to, we're your bad bitches, we're about to back you up, and then you did that, and it was just like, you know what, no.
No?
He's on his own
You
now.
are on your own.
We have no backup for you.
Authorix has just been his most Authorix, and it hasn't even, and the ball hasn't even begun. It's great.
I really love the fact that Varys got to show that he is actually, like, a paladin and thus has high charisma.
Oh yeah.
Because it's almost like we forget it sometimes, but you're really, really charismatic, John. As a
I know.
character and a
Like I
person.
said, I'm keeping the snark at 4 for this whole thing because I've been asked to, which means you're going to get the Varys that is used to political games and embarrassing people through their own games. Again,
Be a
a kind word at this ball that so-and-so's trying to offer, signs of loyalty to men of another house doesn't look good for him.
Yeah.
Which is funny because charisma is my highest stat too.
Yeah, well, you're a caster.
Yeah.
I have to survive without that stuff.
You're a caster
And
who
I'm
gets to
just
beat
trying to-
people.
Yeah.
I'm a martial caster.
Mhm.
You're a caster with anger issues.
I'm a caster. What do you cast? I cast punch. Whack it.
No, I cast stab. It's advanced
Muscle
punch.
wizard casts fist.
No, you
How
just
is stab?
no, you
How
just
is
cast.
stab a ranged spell? Pulls out bow and arrow.
No, you just cast smite. Smite all the things. You have smite the paladin video. Bad explanations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smite. I loved that video.
And even
I
Smite
loved the
chicken
monk
flavor.
one more.
Samson, what are you doing?
Anyway, I better pee before we have to come back. Be right back.
Yeah.
You know, I should probably go
Thank you.
anyway, because last call of the Cthulhu game, I really had to go, but I didn't have
Go
to go
now.
until right after the break. And then I was like, wow, now I actually have to go. Damn. Should have went when I could. I'll be back.
I know it's never going to happen, but the only thing I want out of End War, or at the very least, like some sort of a teaser for Endgame, is the fucking Hispanic guy from Ant-Man giving a full review of what happened from the beginning till.
See, I'm fine with that as like a YouTube thing, but I don't want to sit there for 40 minutes while he regales the story of what happened because I can't laugh that hard and I can't pay attention that long to what is essentially a comedic monologue.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see that as a YouTube extra. Just hey, here you go. Here's the scripts. Run with it. Just do what you.
Much like what's his name, reprising J. Jonah Jameson in a
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons, much like J.K. Simmons reprising J. Jonah Jameson, and as to why he should be in the Marvel Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the best.
Because he's J.
Because-
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Michael Pena is amazing, but I can't listen to him monologue for that long.
Mm-mm.
I'd go insane.
Yo. That's his name, Michael Pena. Fuck, I forgot.
Pena.
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 Ah, champagne.
Pena.
I hate all. You know what? I got nothing. Nope. Done.
So, to be fair, Sarge, the game giveth and the game taketh away. I came up with the new name for coffee, and the game punished me. So,
Yes. Yes, it did.
but hey.
Really by your own actions, too. Like,
Yeah.
I did none of that.
No, exactly. Authorix acted completely Authorix.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful awkward boy.
Yep, there it is. Flaws. Cool as a lemming under pressure. Yep. God bless him.
So I ate most of my feast, but I saved the best for last. I have a chocolate croissant.
Croissant.
You could have made me drop my croissant.
Croissant. Can I have the rest of that croissant?
I love my croissant.
I love my croissant.
So, Sarge,
Yes, sir.
yeah, tell me what you think of that song after we're all said and done here.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. It looks fun.
It's a more aggressive song than you expect it to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ever listen to like old school Fugazi or any of those old like 80s punk bands that's just aggressive drums, aggressive guitar, and the lyrics don't matter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Oh shit. You should post it in general.
I'm gonna see how you like it first.
Sharing's caring.
Okay, you guys, look.
Well,
Ask.
You know what?
It's a new
Fine. I'm gonna throw it in the
Knock
music
yourself
request channel because we have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
music channel.
That nothing could possibly go wrong in this. New
I
day, a
didn't
new
even know that existed.
Yeah, I only put that up so that Josh had a place to do all of his stuff with rhythm.
Yeah. When we brought Rhythm in, I turned off its notices for all of our general channels except music requests. So if
Yeah.
you ever want to experiment with it, you can use that channel.
Ah, okay.
And I'm thinking we might turn it into a general music posting channel as well,
Indeed.
just with the knowledge that you have to pay attention to rhythm in this channel.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
I'm
do
good with
the request and invite things. Or at least
Well,
you
if
shouldn't.
yeah, if you want to request or invite it, you basically have to go to music request and do all those things. That way, general or shit posting don't get flooded with music bot shit.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Josh and I worked hard to get that bot playing nice with this server.
Seriously.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that work.
I
I wish I
yeah,
actually had time to sit down and do it with you guys.
I appreciate that, John.
Hi,
that
everybody.
was so helpful.
Hi, Lexi.
Oh yeah, well, like you're more proficient with it, but I had to do so much lifting to make it just pay attention to the right places.
Yeah.
I think that
'Cause-
so far has been my biggest gripe with my schedule is the fact that I haven't been here with you guys. Like I haven't been able to interact with anybody or help maintain the channels or anything like that. Like it's frustrating.
Well, it's been pretty calm for
Yeah.
the most part. Like we're not like super quick expanding or nothing. No, there's a few quality of life things that are probably going to happen in the next few months that I want to talk to you about.
Okay. I know we've added some people and it feels like Brian's the only one that really sticks around.
Well, no, he's the only one we've really added of late.
Sarah.
Yeah, we've only added Brian and Sarah this year.
Wait, who's Sarah?
And Sarah's been
That's
pretty
true.
busy, so she hasn't been on any Discords, but she pops in occasionally.
Oh wait, Sarah
Yeah.
is Garrett's.
Neon Ghost.
Okay.
No.
Oh, wait.
Neon Ghost. Sarah's 19. I think. She's 18 or 19. She's one of my college friends.
Like we've added
Garrett's girlfriend is Allison.
That's right.
yeah, and she was here and then she left because we all forgot about her.
Yeah. That was not any of our proudest moments.
I've had
I
worse
didn't
moments.
find out about it until way later.
I'm sorry. It's
Um,
just we didn't know who she was. She hadn't posted. Like I hadn't seen her post at all.
Yeah. So yeah, Sarge, we actually haven't added that many people.
That's true. That's true. We haven't really expanded.
Yeah, no, like we've got, Don and Adam who are also relatively new, and Adam posts pretty often, but and Don is, Don who doesn't say anything anywhere.
Who's Don?
Exactly.
Libran.
Libra? Libra?
Yeah.
I don't even remember this person joining.
He
Yep.
joined
Oh.
so for Andrew's Shadowrun game, just so we have a place to do all that, and he occasionally posts stuff like in the Shadowrun chat.
Mm.
I've
But-
never interacted with him, so I didn't even know
He doesn't say very much as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. He's just naturally quiet.
But from what I understand, he does hop on and like browse shit posting and get a laugh out of some shit.
Sarge,
Yes, ma'am.
for your car thingy tonight,
Uh
are we gonna
huh.
get the address?
I told Liz to do it, so she's
She said
probably
she'd-
just busy at the moment.
Okay, she said she'd post it today, and I'm like, it's like 3 hours till we're supposed to be there. And,
Till go time.
What's a car thing going on?
Car thing for Gaslands, Sarge's
Oh yeah,
Mad Max game that he wants to play
with the toaster.
with the roller toaster with missiles instead of toast.
No, missiles and toast.
It's like a roller coaster, but with toast.
Hey John,
Yeah?
I'm sick, so I'm being healthy. I'm eating soup,
Oh, look at you.
ice cream soup.
And there it is.
I love it.
I ate super healthy this week, so today I did not eat healthy.
That
Yeah.
happens.
I've been not eating fried food or having pop for like the entire week, and this today I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna need something. I'm gonna need a Coke. This is dumb.
I just ate an entire thing of honey goat cheese,
Ooh.
crackers, apple, bread.
That's not unhealthy.
It's a lot of calories.
So,
It's so many carbs.
but cheese
Hmm
and apples. So you
Mhm.
can't really go wrong with that.
True. But it's either that or Chipotle, so I'm probably about even for calorie consumption.
Chipotle.
True.
Actually, wait, how much is the serving size on this?
Chipotle.
You know what's something I don't get? People
Oh,
posting
wow.
their cosplay schedules. Like, 8 months in advance.
I don't know.
Because that's their stick. That's their thing. That's
Who left?
where they find contentment and some kind of purpose. And when that is taken away,
Garrett.
they will kill themselves.
I wonder if he lost connection.
He
Oh.
might have.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, it's 402.
Yep. I don't know.
Hey,
We'll
look,
wait for
we
him.
got the address.
It's like I texted her or something to post it.
Like 2 minutes ago.
Aww.
Oh, man. There he is.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
that was weird. Sunkyo, I was like, why did everything just suddenly go silent? And then I was like, son of a bitch.
The fuck?
That was
All right. Everybody back? Everybody went pee, got your water, all that good stuff.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Well, screw you, John. I still love you.
So sorry.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I saw your post about the Hellboy movie. I can't say I'm surprised.
I can't say I'm surprised either.
What? Okay.
I want. The critics have had their weigh in.
Okay.
He's bad.
That's what I was afraid of.
That's what
Basically,
everybody was afraid of.
basically the movie is uninspired, unfunny, and nobody is really sure how to act their roles.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember us talking about the first trailer that dropped, but that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying too. It's like he looks like he doesn't know how to be Hellboy.
I was
I think it's also the fact that it's not a Del Toro movie.
I was holding out hope that it was just bad trailers, that they were riding off the Guardians of the Galaxy bandwagon where every superhero movie had to be quirky and funny.
Well, I mean, Hellboy is sarcastically funny.
He's
That's part of his
sarcastic.
charm.
He
But
is
it's
sarcastic.
Still dark humor.
Yeah, but it's dark humor. That's the thing. He's sarcastic,
Yeah.
but he's still
Well, yeah,
dealing
but
with Anyway.
And here's the problem: is the Hellboy in this movie has just come off as whiny, sarcastic.
Uh,
That's everything I read from the article. Is that it's not dark humor. He just refuses to be serious at all and is whiny about everything. And the actor playing the role of his father, basically instead of John Hurt's performance of try to live up to your potential, is basically his only advice to Hellboy in this movie is grow some balls.
See, I was
wow.
because, and it's the Blood Queen, right? It's the queen with the 3 raven crown. Yeah, that is the very end of the Hellboy arc. That is what everything has been building up to. There are characters there that you meet in the second book that have a character arc that go over the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was worried about. You can't do that.
All right, pulling it back.
Nerd rage. and
Talk about this
sadness.
thing. I know. Yeah.
Nerd.
Okay, considering the
So-
Hellboy is my one comic I'm into. Sorry. Anyway.
Gosh.
Breathe.
So- Ooh. In with the good energy, out with the bad energy.
Hippie.
So, the three blind mice are heading to the market
Squeak, squeak.
in order to try to find the best present that they can in order to try and soothe Othrix's recent misstep with
And get an
treats.
excuse to see what's cooking in the kitchen.
Also true.
I mean, my foot was delicious. I just ate that entire thing. Shoved it right down.
You ate both of your feet and your tail to boot.
Mm-hmm. Shoved it right in.
It was
Became
the
an
most
Ouroboros.
impressive display of auto-cannibalism I've seen in a while.
Othrix is now the
Well, it's
Ouroboros.
probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. The fog has lifted a little bit to the point where you guys can kind of see where you're going and what's going on.
Nice.
But it's still blocking out long sight lines. And Athalia, is there any particular market you'd like to go to? Like your main one, any, off the beaten path ones that you might know or at least suspect are still there.
Take us to the
No.
Black Spice Market.
No.
The spice, it must flow.
It must flow with great savings.
Okay, so we'll just the main market will always be the same. So you probably feel like it's your best chance of finding something there. You end up getting to, after a little bit of walking, you end up getting to a very interestingly designed market, and that is multi-tiered, but only in the sense that it's following the root structures. It seems to be close to where a tree once was. The branches, I'm sorry, the roots all seem to go up to a place where a tree should be, but it's been replaced by a large green canvas that blocks out sunlight as it might come in. But there are shops literally packed into every single nook and cranny that you can find, with stairs going up alongside the roots, twisting around, layered on top of each other. It is a experience in chaos, organized chaos. Athalia, you're used to this. Othrix and Bia, if you could roll me, well, let's say wisdom
Wisdom check or save?
check.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna work. Okay. Wow. Not bad. Considering I had nothing to add to that.
Okay. You guys both managed to catch this. You walked by a bunch of these types of people before, but it was so dense and thick and heavy that you just caught a humanoid outline and didn't think much of it. But now that it's kind of cleared up and you're in more of a common area where you're more likely to see a lot of the lower class, you're seeing a lot of different types of people. Like, this is a lot less homogenous than it came off initially. You've been experiencing the top of Elven society. Now you're really seeing how the commoners come together. You're seeing, elves that are half. Why am I suddenly blanking on this?
Half starved. Half
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, half starved, half crazy. You're seeing a lot of thin, gaunt types of elves, but you're also seeing things like satyrs. Humanoids walking around with goat legs. You're seeing humans with deer antlers and long ears. You're seeing a couple of particular types of humanoids that look like they grew out of a tree. Like, they look like a dryad, but less so. Like, you can see kind of wood grain patterns on their skin, knots that look like birthmarks, like stuff like this. Like, they're still human, they still have skin, but they look like trees. Their hair is growing out as brambles, kind of thing. This is a wild conglomerate. Fairies are flitting back and forth, grabbing small things. It is massively packed, and there's a lot of species that you don't recognize.
Okay, Othrix has perked up a lot.
This feels more comfortable.
Are people just ignoring us, or are they actually like paying attention to us now?
There's a few eyes that have been drawn to both of you. Athalia, not so much, because she's an elf, but considering that Bia probably towers over most of the people here, she's easy to see. And then you are, a lizard in
Almost
a
as
forest.
tall as me.
Like, you are an oddity here. You are a unique person. There's nobody that looks like you, even close.
Okay, and I'm. Can I see if they're like I mean, obviously there are no other Dragonborn around. Can I do a quick check to see what maybe some of the more exotic races around here are?
You see, well, fairies, obviously, probably the smallest people you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It is not like Tinkerbell type fairies,
Mm-hmm.
but they do flit around like hummingbirds. You see a couple different wing styles. They seem to be just as varied as like human races are between their skin colors, types, sizes, things like that. They do seem to be a bit stronger than normal, or you would be for that size. They're carrying around like massive potions from place to place. They're carrying small baskets, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Seem to be a lot of fetching going on with them. The satyrs, obviously, you've never seen a satyr before. You've heard myth, but there's never been one out in Celestia that you know of. The deer people, they seem to have the younger ones seem to have spots on their face and collar areas. The males have antlers that have come out. The females just have small nubs. And again, the tree people look like dryads.
Okay. Satyrs, fairies, dryads. Okay.
There's not a human in sight. There's no species that you're technically aware of. There are a ton more elves than there are any of those other species. Elves probably make up about 80% of what's going on here. But you do see a lot of those other species floating around too.
Okay. I think at this point, Othrix's curiosity has come back, so he's gonna keep an eye out for anything interesting.
I am going to do a quick timeout. Does anybody have a hard limit time wise?
No,
Nope.
not really.
Midnight.
All right, I got to look something up real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll be right back.
I want to capture a fairy.
No.
Fairy godparents!
Fairy godparents!
That's kidnapping.
That's for my thesis!
Okay, 6 is probably my hard limit. I do got to get ready to take everything over to Liz's house, so
That's fine.
that'll probably be about when
Okay.
About when what?
we will end.
Okay.
Okay, what else? You guys are looking for anything in particular? You can probably find it here. There's a ton of everything from a rickety stall that's made out of, pieces of wood hastily nailed together to, intricate stands that have been here for what feels like generations. They've held that spot kind of thing. Colorful, banners for certain stores. There's overarching canvases that have been struck between the branches to allow for more shade. Like it's a really busy place, both physically and visually.
Can I take a look around to see if there's any stalls dealing with... Is this just a food marketplace or just general market?
Usually bazaars, especially in a medieval fantasy type of setting, are the places to go for pretty much anything.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Anytime you head to like a potion store or an alchemist shop or like a leather maker or something like that, you're going to a place where that person is specialized in that product and usually have a very small offering because it's all custom made.
Yeah.
But if you go to a market, you can find a lot of the general items that you would find from day to day.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye out for anybody dealing with magic items, magic clothing, maybe some random armor, that kind of stuff.
I'm looking for spices, teas, things I might have, or things I might recognize, or at least recognize the sort of, for like things I've probably traded in, given that I've done quite a bit of trading in totally legitimately gotten luxury goods. So I assume
Okay.
I've got at least a familiarity enough of what kind of how they hawk that shit and how they hawk the
Yeah.
stuff that's good versus the stuff that's phony.
Yeah, you could definitely see that. Markets are markets. There's very little that will change between them unless it's something like the Silver Shore market, which you are very familiar with. That uh, they both you and Othrix would know, at least with the Grand Bazaar that's there at Silver Shore, they have a totally different language that they talk that's based off of weights and sums and things like that. That they will actively fleece their customers if given an opportunity to do so. The people there, if you're not careful, will actually actively work with each other in order to make sure you pay the highest price.
Yeah. All right.
That's not normal though. That's completely different.
Barter culture, where if you don't pay at least 30% less than what they tell you to pay, you're being scammed.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Yep. All right. So,
Athalia, anything you're looking for?
No.
Hey, Thalia,
What?
we should get you something pretty to wear to the ball, like a jewelry or something. Something.
Little
Tiara.
something.
You're a princess, aren't you? You should have a tiara.
I'm not a
Oh my
princess.
God.
You should still look for something jewelry-wise, or I'm gonna get you a tiara.
Alright, I'll look.
oh, specifically, I'm also looking for some potion shops. Or
Don't
stalls.
forget, you have your hit dice that you can use on a short rest.
I'm not looking for health potions.
Okay, all right.
I wish to hoard health potions.
Back off. I've got mine.
Give me a second.
Child of Light, I want to end up with having over 100 health potions and finding out that it was the final battle all along.
Yeah, pretty much.
I might need them later.
If there aren't any, that's
Sorry,
okay.
I'm bringing something up real quick.
If there aren't any, that's okay. Mainly, Othrix is looking for something that might give him a little up and up during the ball.
You're looking for magical Viagra.
No, I'm looking for.
I know a guy that can sell you a rod that helps your rod.
No. He's learned from his mistake. He's learned that he's made a mistake. Now he's going to try to make sure he doesn't make one again. So something that can up his charm maybe a little bit, or at least his perception.
You should get something for his endurance while you're at it.
Oh, for crying out loud! Okay, to be fair, out of all the possibilities,
To be fair,
Othrix spending the night with a hot elven lady is not high on the possibilities. We will put it at that.
Okay, so in your perusal
Thank you.
of the stands and the carts that you see wandering around, number one, it smells amazing. There is a heady scent of delicious cooked food that just follows every market. You're not sure why, and it's always a different smell, but it's always identifiable as a market smell. Just the cooking meat, good vegetables, spices hang in the air. You pass several different places that are offering basically bowls of spices that you can kind of scoop out yourself. A lot of which none of you,
sacks.
a lot of which you guys don't recognize. There's cinnamon sticks, but they smell of citrus. Like a couple different things like that. Is there anything that you guys are looking for in particular to try to bring to Nasira?
Thalia, would you happen to have any recommendations? This is your home turf, your friend.
Absolutely
Just
not.
find out that you can offend her.
Would you like to make some sort of a wisdom check or some sort of memory check or something like insight?
Charisma.
Why would I use charisma?
Your social skills and ability to know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say charisma's a good one. Insight's another good one. If you want a couple of little extra bonus. Wisdom, if you want to try and remember something that you've seen in the past that she liked. Intelligence, same. It's really up to you.
I guess I'll try charisma.
Okay, go ahead.
I just click on the stat, right?
That's correct.
No.
So, for 5 to 10, because that's normally how I do the DCs in my head. You don't know anything she specifically would like, but you do know that things like spices, herbs, anything that is cooking related is a good step in the right direction. But you're not specifically sure what she does and doesn't like. Um, might be good. You also are not sure. The rarer, the better is going to happen because the cook takes care of all of the regular spices. So it would have to be something that they can't get normally or can't afford normally on whatever budget they're given.
Okay.
So all of these regular spice tenders that you're passing ain't going to cut it. You know the chef would be able to get those at any point. However, something like an imported tea, maybe you guys could look in your inventory, see if there's anything in there that might.
I was just looking at it. I don't have anything. Rations. We have rations.
I don't think Author.
That's
You could always-
not.
You could always crumble up a trail cracker and try and sell it as a spice.
I have a
Well,
metal
I mean,
can
I
with
probably-
liquid in it.
Maybe it's tea. Let's get a hammer.
I tried.
Oh, he tried that. It broke the hammer.
Yeah, and Professor Stonejaw is still pissed at me for that.
You
Let me
still
try my
owe him a hammer
fist.
for that too.
Yeah, I still owe him a nice magical hammer.
I take out the flesh jar.
Oh no.
The what?
The flesh jar.
Yeah.
My jar with the ear in it. Full
Oh,
of
God.
mysterious liquid that I've put booze and other things in. I'm sure it's flavored by now. I think.
Oh yeah, you're Binky.
No, that's
No.
another jar. I have
Yeah,
two.
she's got 2 jars now.
I have my sacred saltwater binky, and then I have the flesh jar.
I remember because every time you there were a couple different circumstances where you drank and then you took a sip out of the flesh jar and everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Yep, it's my drinking jar. It's like mummy's toe, mummy's toe drink, where they take a mummified human toe and they put it in alcohol to flavor the drink.
So some
Yeah,
poor
no,
sod
that's
is
a
missing.
giant old fuck that.
Yeah, so some poor sod is missing his toe in the afterlife. Thanks.
There's a bunch of people. They have several toes. 19, in fact. A couple of them have been stolen, though.
Damn it.
That would be an interesting fetch quest. Hey, we need our toes back. I'm gonna have a hard pass there, sir.
Oh, no. In Italy, there is boxes full of stone dongs that people have taken off of statues and been recovered, and there's an actual job matching them to the statues.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I don't want that
Of
job.
course you know that, Josh.
Can I get that job? I'm really great at puzzles.
How does this small thing attach to that small thing? All right. So
We do have I don't have this, but I know of it. I could possibly say, depending on how it is and where you got it, oil in the Middle Ages could be olive, fish, whale, castor, vegetable, ghee, paraffin, or other oils from nuts or even cheeses. And there are some people in the group that have a flask of oil in their inventory.
Um,
I know who it is. Can I say it? Or is that meta?
I can look at my inventory.
No. Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
I don't have it.
Because here, wait. Well, I mean,
Just
yeah,
say
I have,
it.
I have the.
Forget
Athalia
about
has
me.
it.
Okay, there we go. About to say, forget about
It's not-
meta right now.
It's not a surface item. I only know it because I looked as what's in an ambassador's pack. I found it 3 mundane levels down.
Oh Jesus.
Jesus.
Um,
What's the specific item? I'm sorry.
a flask of oil. Athalia has 2 of those. She also has a vial of perfume, and the only one in the party that has soap as an explicitly listed item.
Huh.
She's the only one that bathes. Everyone else's pack doesn't come with soap.
Well, I mean, bathes with soap. You can still take a bath in a river.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
She
it's
also
like
has
a bird bath versus I'm actually gonna clean the grime.
Oh yeah.
There's also one item I told Athalia about that we were chuckling about the size of, if you remember.
No, I don't. You can tell me.
The chest.
Yeah.
She's got a 12 cubic foot chest on. Carrying this entire time.
Oh my god.
That's an actual item in the adventures. It's got it can carry 300 pounds and it's worth of gear and it's 12 cubic feet.
It's funny then that Patrif was called Chesty LaRue.
I was literally just thinking
has
about
a 12 cubic foot chest. Oh man.
We're terrible people.
Okay, so back on track. Back to the plot.
I don't know, depending on what kind of oil she has.
Well,
it could be something that would be good for cooking.
It's also a question of how much money we have, because I know I don't have a lot.
I have some coin.
Like, I think I have 68 gold, and that's it.
So as you guys are walking through, kind of discussing what you do and don't have to trade and barter with, because all 3 of you have done bartering before and know that what you have sometimes is more than what kind of coin you carry.
True.
Because if you have something that they're interested in, it might be worth more than the actual coin itself. And as you're walking, you do get called out to, like aggressively called out to, you there, 3. The strange one sitting over there. Yes, you 3. Please come and see what trinkets I have available here.
Oh no.
I'm having flashbacks to Jamaica. I walk over.
You look like 3 people that are on a mission, and that's something I can help with.
Who are we talking to?
And she hasn't introduced herself yet.
Like, what does she look like?
She's got a sarong on for her lower half and just seems to have a chest wrap on for the top. Lots of tattoos, just kind of spiraling out around her. And she looks at all 3 of you with this very clear, intense blue eye.
God, I love her already. The song of my people. Yeah, we are looking for stuff. What you got?
Oh, this isn't just stuff, ma'am. This is the highest quality random trinkets that you can find. Nobody else has the things that I have.
It's also things.
All right, let's see him.
There's stuff, but also things on the table. So if all 3 of you could roll me 2d20, please.
2? Okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
2d10. I apologize.
Do you want us to roll a D100 or?
Yeah, I forget that's actually a thing. I'm thinking percentage dice. Go ahead and roll me d100.
Oh,
My
thank
apologies.
God.
That was impressive, Arthur. That was actually damn impressive.
That's very impressive.
Eh.
Keep that one.
See,
Okay, so 37, 36, and 17.
see, if this
to
was
ask
called
you-
Cthulhu.
If that was called
Josh.
Yes.
What number did you get? 17?
17.
No, he got 2.
Shut up.
Two.
So for you, you end up looking at this kind of pan flute looking thing, but it seems to be about 3 tubes short and has a lot more holes than you think should be strictly necessary. It's made out of some sort of polished wood. It looks almost like bamboo to us wood, except it's a darker brown, and it smells lightly of cherry. And you kind of pick it up and you manipulate it a little bit, and the shop attendant looks at it and goes, "Ah, you have a keen eye, sir. This instrument was traded to me by a bard that came through from the Misty Vale. We still have no idea where he came from or where he went. All we know is that his name was Joe of some sort. There was something before it. I don't quite remember.
Oh, no.
But when he traded this particular instrument..." Thank you. I'm glad somebody caught that. And she's like, "Please, by all means, do you have any musical talent?"
Y'all better not look at me.
I stare at Athalia
I
unsubtle.
yeah, I'm about
manner.
to say I kind of give the side eye to Athalia.
"Ah, your companions have sold you out, ma'am. I recognize you. Please, if you could be so kind as to play a few notes for me. If you want to roll a performance check, you may, but you are also free to deny."
Give me a sec.
Do it.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Noise.
What kind of song do you want to play on your new pan? Oh, the pan that's been off.
I have no idea.
You want to do something like light and lilty? Do you want to do
Yeah.
something
Let's do
dubstep?
something
Drop
light,
the
'cause
bass.
Today's gonna be pretty heavy.
Okay. You do notice, however, that every time you change notes, it gets a little louder
Huh.
and just continues rising in volume. No matter how hard you're actually blowing, it's like somebody's playing a piano and over time they're slamming on the keys.
I don't want it.
It's almost like something you would give to a child of a family that you want to suffer.
It's like an alarm clock in instrument form.
Let's see here. What did you have, Athalia? What was your
What was my what?
D100 number?
I had a 36. Ah, okay, we're good. I dropped something.
Okay, so you see a scroll that seems to be kind of humming with energy. It's not a magical scroll. As you pick it up, you realize that this isn't something that you would be able to cast a spell with. But as you unroll it, you see sheet music, which is very interesting because this doesn't seem like a place that you would find it. Othrix, when you look at the document, you kind of peek over to see the scroll as it unfurls, and you realize it's a dissertation that you've never seen before. And Bia, when you look at it, it's a map. It's a map of the Dark Shore. Actually, in excruciating detail, something like you would draw yourself.
Huh.
Map.
Map.
This is a dissertation of the finest order. This
No, I think it's a map.
dissertation.
Dissertation.
I'm just gonna look at both of you and be like, the fuck are you guys on?
Look, see, there's Ebrus's Folly.
Use it.
There's the place where my one Gran used to hide her pig carcass.
He is referencing the works of Gilthar the Mad. You don't do that unless you're ready to fully commit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're Gilthar the Mad.
All three of you would see that the tattooed woman is leaning back with a massive smile on her face, just watching all three of you.
I take it that this is some sort of thing.
Oh, my table is full of things, ma'am, as I told you.
And stuff.
And stuff. The most finest of stuff.
Just see.
Thing is, specifically.
So this specifically was handed to me by a mysterious stranger. Still don't know his name. I've seen him a few times since then. He always comes with the most interesting of things. But this particular thing shows whatever the person wants to see. So in this particular case, you must be a scholar of some sort, sir, because you see a wordy dissertation, if I may. You see a map, so you must be some sort of explorer or treasure hunter. And you haven't reacted, but I assume you see something different than both of these two.
Me? I did react.
Oh, you didn't say anything about it, though. You just kind of looked at both of them. You weren't arguing what it was that you saw. At least that I heard. I apologize if I missed it.
True. That's fine.
And then, Bia, what was your number?
I rolled a 37. The lucky number of my math tutor.
So, what you kind of see it rolling around in the back, and use your very long reach in order to reach back and pull it out. And it is a glass eyeball, a very distinct shade and color.
Appropriate.
And as you're kind of looking at it, you're like, wow, this is actually kind of interesting, because it's very smooth, very polished, obviously very high craftsmanship. But both Athalia and Othrix, when you see it, you realize it's the exact same eye that Bia has in her head right now.
Huh.
Same color, same shade, everything. It is almost an exact replica.
Hmm. Huh.
I'm scared of this thing now.
Can I? Oh gosh, can I try to figure out if it's? I offer out my hand and to see if I can hold it for a second. May I?
I offer it over.
Okay, I hold the eye. Does it change in any way?
It does change. Now it looks like your eyeball.
Got it. Does it do anything else? Like, can I sense like I have to attune to it maybe or something?
Yeah, there's nothing that you can think of or feel.
Okay.
And the tattooed woman looks over at you and kind of shrugs. It's like, that one I haven't been able to move. I can't imagine why. I guess people are unsettled seeing their own eyeballs. But this one, this one's been here a while. I'm not sure what it does.
Well, and so what are your asking prices for these objects?
Oh, you must be new to this bartering game, aren't you?
No, I just wish someone would give me a straight answer every once in a while.
This is a bazaar. There are no straight answers to be found. If you do, let me know. I have money I want to buy.
Well, so looking, I pick up that piece of paper again. Is it just the same dissertation every time? Is there something pertinent to me in it? Does it, like, is it just
as far as you can tell right now? It is the same dissertation.
What is it about? I'm trying to ask, is it something that seems to be helpful to me?
Is it something that you don't know, or is it ipso facto?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You would definitely have to take more time with it in order to figure out which is which, because it sounds, when you're reading it, it sounds plausible. Like it's made up of an act, like what you would expect this to look like.
But it obviously, if it's a dissertation, you have to get into it to see if it isn't just pure crap.
I want it.
You say that. I don't want a frickin' flute.
I pull out the flesh jar.
Ooh.
I'll give you an ounce of liquid out of here.
You see her eyebrow raise for a moment, and she's, from what you can tell so far, she's a very animated type of person. She has been, while you guys have been browsing, she has been attracting other customers. She's been busy this whole time, has not stopped for a breath, and this has gotten her to stay still as she looks at it. She kind of leans forwards with a hand on one of her thighs. Tell me more.
Well, this was passed down to me by the previous captain. Supposedly, it was handed down to him by his captain and his captain before him, and several guys back. He won it in a bet in a bar over poker. But it is the flesh of an unknown creature, and whosoever should drink this liquid, supposedly, will be blessed before going into battle. It ensures that any ill will, misfortune, or bad luck shall fall upon only the captain, and will hopefully pass over those around them. Unto myself I give a bitter taste, that others among me may drink sweet wine.
So you've had some of it.
Oh, quite a bit.
She kind of like there's that moment of, I'm sorry, what? Like, this woman's heard a lot of stories, like a lot of stories, and seen a lot of stuff come across her desk, her stand, and this one is one that she hasn't heard before. So it looks like she's both kind of disgusted and at the same point, like, really interested. I want to say yes, but at the same point, part of me says I don't want any of that touching my table.
Mm-hmm.
But I know somebody's going to want that. So, yes, I'll trade one small jar of that for any one of the items that you've interacted with.
Jesus.
Let's take the paper.
But a piece of flesh must be in that jar. It cannot just be the liquid.
Oh, what have I got?
How big's the flesh in my jar?
So have you ever heard the not the quotation, the phrase, a pound of flesh?
Yeah, it's about a
Yeah.
pound of flesh.
About a pound of flesh.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know why I
willing to
couldn't
give
have
a
just
little bit.
said that. Well, Jesus. Continue, I'm sorry.
Do you have a spare jar? I'm afraid mine are all full of things.
By the time you look down at your jar and back up, she has a second one.
All right.
Jesus.
I'm gonna pour a couple ounces of liquid, and I'm gonna take one of my many knives, and cut about like a punch hole biopsy's worth. You know, enough that it passes on the magic, but doesn't negate my own. And I pass it back.
Okay, well, if you're getting that, then.
Anybody else have anything else they want to barter, or just Bea have to keep going through her pockets?
I'm looking at what I
I
got.
have more.
I mean, the only thing I got is what got us into this situation kind of to begin with.
And you want to keep that.
Yeah, I know.
You can ask her what it is.
Okay.
It can't hurt.
Yeah, well, apparently it can, from my past experience. Well,
The can hurt you.
yeah, I see what you did there. So, ma'am, if you are curious about magical trinkets and
Oh, I have a trinket curiosity shop. You could say that.
indeed you do, so
And we're bi-curious.
Oh my god.
no, that's a core. That's a
Take
core reference.
inspiration for that.
No,
Yep.
no. Anyway, so
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I have been all over the island of Celestia. I have knocked on doors, and I have been just this very morning had another rather large door slammed in my face. Proverbially speaking, of course. Because
I'm sorry, is your nose okay?
my nose is fine, my pride may never recover. But
She nods as though she completely understands.
But this item, and this I bring out the metal can and just kind of like slosh it, move it back and forth just so you can hear the sloshing, has seemed no end of trouble to me. Have you seen anything like it, perchance?
So she takes it from you,
Mm-hmm.
shakes it around a little bit,
Mhm.
looks, does all the same things that you did when you first found it.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, oh, it's a can, whatever. Wait, there's no way to open it. What's inside of it? Well, it's sloshing. Is there a pour spout somewhere? Like, examining it as close as possible.
I'm just sitting back, and I'm just like arms crossed, watching, nodding. Mm-hmm.
And she puts the can down, makes a little space on the table, puts the can down, and proceeds to whip out a dagger,
Mm-hmm.
like seemingly out of nowhere, and then goes to stab it, only to see the metal bend
Mm-hmm.
and kind of pull the dagger back and look at it. I see.
Yes.
I assume you've tried other methods.
I have tried fire, I've tried acid, I've tried magic, I've tried arcane arts that are very much frowned upon within the college of Silvershore, and I have broken a very valuable magic hammer over it.
Well, nope, haven't the foggiest. Hands it back to you. I tell you what, though. I have something behind my counter that I haven't showed anybody else. I keep it specifically in case something like this comes along. If you bring that back to me opened and show me what's inside of it, I will give it to you. Hands down, it's my most valuable possession.
I crack my knuckles and look excitedly at that box.
Box? Okay.
Can thing.
Suddenly changed shape. What the? Well, quite honestly, you realize it could just be water in here. It could just be excrement. For all I know, it could be soup. A can of soup that some arcane mage back in the day wanted to make sure no one would eat but him, and took the secret to his grave.
So you have nothing to lose.
No, I do not.
Have you tried asking the can politely?
Othrix just looks at Peter, looks back at the can. Would you please open?
I don't think you understand how tempting as a GM it is to have this thing, because I know what it is, and I had a plan, and it is so tempting to throw all of that out the window for this joke. I hope you realize this.
I understand that. I completely do.
But no, nothing happens.
Aww.
Oh.
That would have been great, though.
That would have been great.
So this woman has literally like this. Let's see if I can describe how she's looking at it. She has put her she's put her elbow on the table and is resting her chin on it, but the rest of her body is parallel to the table with her legs down, like just completely lounging out, just watching this charade go on. Like this, she has stopped calling people over. This has her full attention. Do you go to put it back in your pack?
I mean, I've got nothing. Yeah, I've got nothing else to go on here, so yeah, I just kind of moved to put it back.
It doesn't slide. It rattles
I'm sorry, what?
like pebbles inside of it.
Othrix just stops. What? What? Shake.
You see,
Shake.
you see the. So it's like a maraca now instead of a can of soup.
What?
What if it's trying to lead you to something?
Would you please change back to liquid?
It's rattling.
Would you please open? Perchance?
Still
please?
rattling.
Hey, Othrix. What if it's reacting to something on our table?
I kind of move it towards the table and start kind of moving it around, like over things.
I can only imagine what this looks like to the person. So just like a can out, like it's the most holy thing you've ever touched. And shake, like you're blessing the table or something. Oh man!
The Church of the Holy Mariachi.
Oh Jesus!
La cucaracha.
Amen.
Oh man! No, it still rattles. The attendant is just smiling with the biggest smile she could have. This is immensely entertaining to her.
Well, that has not happened ever. I don't know what to say, but the question is, do you still want it if there is not liquid in it?
At this point, I'm far more curious as what's in it. So it's a promise at this point. And she sticks her hand out to you in like a handshake motion. Kivra, of Kivra's Curiosities and Oddities, please, by all means, stop by anytime you wish.
Othrix Dunscale. Thank you. I appreciate the gesture, and I will definitely inform you when I discover its secrets.
Kivra's Curiosities, was it? The name of the store.
Yes, it is.
Those curiosities. Okay. So
Yeah, something like that.
have fun, guys. For the rest of your natural lives, Octhrus is just going to be talking to this can.
Oh,
I've
Jesus.
unleashed a monster. It's great.
So so it doesn't seem like there's much else that you guys are currently interested in.
Eat that eyeball.
She is giving you the eyeball.
Fuck yeah! Sorry. What about the paper? We're getting both?
We're getting the paper and the eyeball. I don't care about the flute so much.
Yeah. That's
I
fine.
kind of want the flute too. I feel like it could be useful for causing chaos. My favorite sport.
Chaos.
No! Heretic!
give it to Hallis. Act the distraction, please.
Yes, literally. It just gets progressively louder. I want to see what the upper end is.
Or just give it to some
What
random
heresy is
kid.
this?
Just give him some random kid. It's like, go cause a distraction.
Foghorn.
Eventually, people's
Or air
ears are
siren.
bleeding. Yeah.
It's an air siren.
Oh no, it's the number 4 one. I don't know why it's all the way down there.
Wait, what are we talking?
I just posted an Urban Dictionary for Doot. But it's got a bunch of really crude ones before the one I actually wanted, which is number 4. Anyway, all right. So as you guys move to move away from Kivra's Kirivra's oddity stand, Athalia, something catches your eye.
Okay.
And there seems to be a small leather package, almost like a pouch that you would carry on your belt. And there is a wonderful scent coming off of it.
Okay.
So, would you like to try to pick it up? Would you like to look at it? Is it something that you're interested in?
I'll look at it.
Okay, so you pick it up. It's very, very worn leather. This is absolutely something that has been used before, utilized a lot. And when you open it, it's a savory yet musky aroma, kind of like oregano, but much more deep and complex as a flavor. And as you look into it, there's just a pile of herbs on it, multicolored, looks like they've been shredded. You can't readily identify what it is. There's nothing there that screams like, "Oh, this is basil. Oh, this is fresh wood." Like nothing like that. It's completely eluding you as to what this is. And if Othrix and Bia look at it too, same thing. You guys have never seen anything like this before.
Okay.
And Kivra seems to be going back about her business, reorganizing everything as you guys kind of see this out of the corner of your eye, and she peeks over. Oh, discerning taste. I assume that you smelled that before you left. It's always the last thing that somebody catches. That seems to be whatever you put in there, as far as an herb or cookware. It's not the first thing you taste, but it is the last thing that you taste or smell. Not in a creepy kind of way. Nobody's going to come to kill you or anything like that. But if you're walking out of the room and that package is there, that herb will be the last thing that catches your nose before you leave. Same thing with if you put it a little bit in somebody's drink. It'll be the after. As you breathe out, you'll smell the herb. It's very interesting. I've never gotten a name for it, but it's very intriguing.
I want it.
Well, I'm willing to barter.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, oil.
Bia frowns for a bit and pulls out her club.
You got a 12-foot chest.
That might be more usable for her.
Oh, man.
You can store stuff in it. This is the chest we shove all of our regrets into.
Oh my god.
So what's this club?
It's a section of the mast from the Red Witch. It's a bit of that left over.
Oh.
I'll
Well,
give you
then.
a sliver of this, for I cannot part with the whole thing.
There's obviously a story behind it, then.
This is one of two last remaining pieces of the Red Witch, an infamous ship, of which I was once captain.
You see the elves' eyes absolutely light up. Why are you willing to offer this? This seems very important.
I will not give the whole thing, but a piece of it. And I give only a piece of it because of my friendship here.
Ooh. I got friends.
Because
You see her take a moment, start stroking your chin, and you see the tattoos. Actually, everybody make me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Do.
I was like
Nope.
5 when that song came out. That is an auspicious number.
Ha!
I rolled the date.
I'm gonna die.
Something happened. You're not sure what.
Gonna die.
It's something shifted, something changed. You can't. It would happen so quick, you didn't catch it. But after a moment, she puts her hand back down on the table and says, "When you find a third piece of that ship, bring it back to me, and that will be our bargain for this."
I'm hesitant to make that in case, like, out of character. My brain just immediately jumped to part of the ship, part of the crew, which makes me very hesitant to give that over. But, All right. All right.
Don't worry, I'll find you if that's the case.
We gotta lay down some working definitions here. Part of the which part of a third piece of the ship? What?
You'll know.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
There's a very enigmatic smile that crosses her face at that point in time.
I don't know if I want to do this. I feel like it's gonna result in me being dead.
God, I wish I was a
Yeah.
paladin.
Varys, why did you abandon us? We could have used you. I don't know.
Othrix is still shaking his can, completely oblivious.
Hathalia, how bad do we need that pouch?
Shika shika. Shika 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 shika.
Not very,
Shika,
You
shika,
want to
shika,
make a
shika.
charisma
but
check
I
for
want
that?
it.
Shika 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 shika.
Who, me?
No, Lexi.
Make a what?
Make a charisma check.
Okay.
Shika 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 shika.
Last time I did an IOU
No!
favor, it wound up with me being in 10 years of servitude to a boat.
Would you like to use an inspiration to make that an advantage?
Actually,
Yes.
hey,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
melancholy.
What?
Go ahead.
My magic item, I can do it after they've rolled. If I remember correctly.
I
You're
have
correct.
luck. I completely forgot about that.
See, there are things that you guys have that you're not using.
Fuck.
Well, it's once per day, so I won't get it at the ball. But I feel like having I also still have 1 point of inspiration, and I feel like having inspiration spread out will probably be better in this case. So
Okay.
I'll give melancholy to Athalia for today.
So
What does it let me
you've-
do?
So it lets you re-roll.
So just re-roll like normal?
Yep, just like normal.
Yeah, that's a little better.
You know that Nasira, being of essentially the family of magicians as well as the explorers of this area, would be so thrilled to have something that you don't know what it is given to her, especially something that has these types of qualities to it. The mystery will drive her insane, and she loves a good mystery.
Okay.
Every time you say that, all I can think of is Ace Ventura. Chicka, 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 chicka.
Chicka chicka.
Chicka, chicka.
So it'd be a really good thing to have.
Yeah. So we
Ow.
should get it.
I don't like making deals that I don't know what I'm paying yet.
Yeah, well, you know what you're paying.
Yeah, but
You
I
just-
don't know what that part of the ship's gonna be.
I don't know.
Shika shika.
I'm guessing.
Meanwhile,
Othrix.
Karevra is just kind of standing there watching, very intently, half a smile on her face, eyebrows up, waiting back and forth. It's a simple deal.
That it is.
You said when I find a third piece, right?
That's correct.
Oh. This may work or this may damn us later.
I'll tell you what, I'll find that piece with you, so if we're damned, we're both damned.
I am very
Okay.
good at finding artifacts.
All right, deal.
She holds her hand out for a shake.
I shake it.
You feel a slight burning.
Yep.
Yep, called that.
Nothing's happened. There's no smoke. There's no fire. Nothing untoward has happened to you. There's nothing that's going to happen. It's just a slight bit warmer than you expected it to be.
After we're done shaking, can I try something real quick?
Oh boy. What would you like to try?
I want to go into, because I assume my this is a rough wooden piece shoved in a bag, right? Normally is how the club is holstered. Have
Either
it
that
out.
or there's like a leather thong that you just kind of hang off your belt.
I don't really put it out on display because I've never used it in combat or even been tempted to.
Okay. Then
Specifically, it's
in
been
your
put
bag.
away to beat a specific person to death. This club is reserved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go into my.
club.
It's a rough wooden club. I'm gonna look in the bag first, see if I can find a splinter of it.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to.
So now I have a club, a bracelet, and a splinter, which would be 3 pieces of the ship.
She smiles. She smiles real wide. She's like, it's technically part of the second piece. You know better.
Worth a try. Would have been
She's
amazing,
like,
though.
she kind of wiggles her finger at you like, I see what you did, but you know better. But
It counts.
she doesn't seem mad at it at all.
I'll go. Well, this will suck later.
All right, so you gain that. She hands the pouch over to you,
Mhm.
and as all 3 of you are preparing to take this and go, everybody make me a perception check again.
God damn it.
Okay. This time.
She's totally a demon.
Oh! Look at that.
Nice.
I'm gonna use one of
Man,
my
do
lucks.
these perception checks, man.
I'm gonna use one of my lucks. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Watch it be a 4.
Please don't do that.
Oh man.
No!
That works.
No!
Our end, Jesus has spoken.
Oh man. So, Arthurix, you're distracted by the shaking. You're like a baby with a rattle at this point.
I'm so sorry, John and Gareth. Just
Um,
listening so patiently.
Bia, so that feeling that you missed something happens again. Just like something just passes, and it's like something out of the corner of your eye, and you look back, and suddenly it's gone. You missed something, but you have no clue what even to look for that you missed. Athalia, you're the only one that catches this. Her tattoos shift subtly, but they start shifting. And it is super quick, but you manage to be
hell
looking
no.
in the right spot when it happens.
Oh, hell no.
At first you think it's just her skin shifting while she waves at you, like her arm moving, but the motion does not stop the tattoos for a brief second. Like the tattoos kind of continue carrying in the same direction that she is moving.
Like they separate from her arm or something?
No, just the pattern flows up into like her. So if you had like a piece of paper, right, and you threw your hand up, and that piece of paper continued upward for a split second.
Oh.
That's what it looks.
So it's like you have some liquid that's sloshing around, and you move the bottle, but the liquid doesn't follow for a split second.
Correct.
Okay.
It's just like that. The tattoos are doing that.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Welp.
I did this for the party. When I wind up in hell, y'all better come for me.
Not with my rolls.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be
true.
stuck there with me at this rate, Othrix.
Seriously.
As you guys walk away, the crowd eventually swallows all the stalls that you're at. You get some distance.
We turn around, she's
And-
not there anymore.
Well, I mean, you can't find anything. It's all behind a crowd at this point. So, with that,
Oh, one quick little thing. As we're walking,
Okay.
I look over at Althalia. Althalia,
Yes?
can you hold this for a second? And I hand her my
Hold-
can.
I suppose.
Just one moment. And I hand it to her. Wait a couple seconds.
Okay.
Try to open it. Just humor me.
I'll pull out one of my less fancy knives. And I'll try to open it.
it can't find purchase. It just seems to skate over the metal.
All right.
Even if you stab it directly downward, it kind of like just chinks off to the side.
Huh.
All right. Perfect. Fine. May I have it back?
Yeah. I'm
I-
gonna shake it before I give it back, though.
It sounds like there's oil in the can.
Yes. Okay. And I take it back from her. Immediately when I hear that, does it still sound like oil?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you. We can continue.
I want to try.
Okay, yeah, I'll hand it
Yeah.
over to Bia.
Okay.
Shake shit.
No, it's sloshy right now.
Try to open it.
I try to wrench it open with my bare strength.
It's hard. Have you ever tried to open a pickle jar that's stuck way too tight?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. You can't find enough purchase or enough leverage to open it. You could swear that there's a moment where it's about ready to give, and it just stays stubbornly tight.
I shake it.
It sloshes
Like oil or like liquid again?
like oil.
So it hasn't changed between Athalia and I.
Well, did I hand it to Athalia, or... Well, Athalia handed it back to me. Then I handed it to Bia.
Try handing it back.
Okay?
I hand it back.
And it still sounds like oil.
Still sounds like oil.
I'm gonna try to open it at this point.
Magic.
What are you trying to open it with?
With. Okay.
Made it open.
I'm actually gonna try to. I tried it with a hammer. I've tried it. I'm gonna try. What have I got? What have I got? Actually, I'm gonna put it on the ground and with my staff, just try to.
It just skates off every single time.
Yeah.
It ends up hammering into the dirt below it.
Yeah, I figured. I pick it up again.
Sloshes like oil.
Okay, there's something to this. I don't want to waste people's time with this. That
Yeah, but I'm interested in what's in
we
here.
can
okay.
walk back towards it and try it as we're walking back. To
Yeah,
it.
so you guys do that. I wanted to hop back to Hallis and Varys
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
let's message in chat what we're thinking about.
I
Let's-
didn't
let's-
want to
So-
become another thing, so that's why. So yeah.
That's fine. If you guys want to, you can put a tack in it, and we'll approach it, later through the week, so that you're not, just going through chat and not hearing what's going on.
Got it.
Yes. Later.
But there's another knock at the door while you guys are doing your thing. It's been a couple hours.
Stare at the door.
What are you guys up to, by the way? You said you were doing a workout earlier, right? Are you doing any type of sparring or just like push-ups, sit-ups, that kind John, you okay?
I didn't hear you. What was it?
Oh, I said, what type of working out were you guys doing earlier?
Just a little light sparring.
Okay. So a couple hours have passed. What would you be up to now, other than just kind of relax?
Well, I've been reminded to keep a low profile, so a whole lot of that.
Okay. Is there anything? Do you guys have any like carving materials that you'd like to maybe whittle something, carve, craft, something like that? Something. What do you guys do in your spare time now that you actually have some?
We haven't had spare time in so long. I mean, Varys drinks and sleeps and then works.
Yeah, we've been out and about.
Mm-hmm.
Not, his hobby is not something you can do in a nice house. So
Exactly.
So you guys are just kicking back, taking naps,
pretty
you know,
much.
Taking
Mhm.
names.
taking naps and taking names. Okay. So the rapping on the door wakes you both up. It is loud, frequent, and like rapid fire. And as Petriff finally manages to scuttle back downstairs and opens the door, it is the nervous elf, Taylor, once again. And she is bringing in several big packages, each addressed to everybody. I finally finished them. Here they are, just in time for the ball. I can't wait to see them on everybody. I do need to do some fittings, though. Is there anybody still here? Immediately, her head snaps around at the source of the yawning. Yes. And that almost like evil scientist kind of smile comes to her face.
Run.
And House is the sacrificial lamb.
I need one of you, please. Actually, both of you. Let's take both of you.
Damn it.
Yes, two. I can do two at once.
Okay.
So she shuffles you guys into one of the other side rooms where a mirror has been set up, and if you could step up on there, please. At least there's two of you. I think you can fit. Both of you stand next to each other.
Hmm.
It's a tight fit. I can just with that silence, I can just see you both kind of looking at each other like, do we really have to do this?
You've entered my personal space bubble. I do not like this.
Desist. Desist.
So Varys, describe to me what your costume was again. What your what the suit.
That's a good question.
You wrote it down, right?
No, I didn't. I was told it was written down.
Maddie, did you grab that by chance? You did? Okay.
Grab what?
The description of the costumes. Oh
No,
man.
I got
Shit.
mine. I know that
It's on-
Lexi's looked like the one picture. Othric's was his glittered. It was black and looked like black ice, kind of
yeah.
with. It was black ice at the tips, and he had flowing clouds around it. Varys was ostentatious. He looked like a stereotypical paladin. It glowed and like literal sunlight, like his goddess and some other stuff, but I don't remember the particulars of other than it was armor and it had like the symbol of his deity in like the most large "I'm holier than thou" way.
That's right. It was robes, and he had the sigil put on his main chest, and most of the
Right.
robes look like
Fight-
armor.
Right, fighting robes.
Yep.
Fighting robes, and they
Him's fighting
glowed.
robes.
Because he put smite in it.
That's right. Okay. And then, House, do you want to describe yours real quick? What we came up with?
His is just like a black dressy suit with like a bluish like undershirt. But every time like he moves, it like kind of after images, and like a blue wave goes across the suit and then like fades back into black.
Ooh.
He used action surge,
Uh,
so I figured it'd be pretty cool. That's all right. So you guys are standing close to each other, and she puts both of the boxes close by and starts just tearing cloth out. Very obviously in the moment, and it just starts wrapping you guys up in everything that she can. Pins are flying out. Things are being stuck. Quick adjustments are being done on the fly. Can both of you make me a Constitution check? Save. Sorry, Constitution save.
Boink.
Oh.
Oh, it didn't come out. There we go.
All right, Hallis, you come out of this relatively unscathed. You're fine. You withstood any force that she has acted upon you, because she is a mini hurricane in and of herself. Varys, you feel a real sharp prick in the back of your thigh as she's trying to adjust your robes around your pants.
I understand I'm a drow, but that doesn't mean you have to stab me at first sight.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Another really sharp feeling in your thigh.
Of course you meant to do that.
Did it happen again? I'm sorry, the stitch is very, very complicated. And you feel it retract, and she's actually like, the needle just grazes your skin this time, not catching anything, but like you can feel that she's legitimately trying to pull the cloth in a direction with the string and the needle. You have a feeling it wasn't intentional, but it still fucking sucked. She starts pulling everything together and pulling it out. Do you guys look at yourselves in the mirror when she's done?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, you guys look resplendent. Varys, this is probably the nicest you've ever looked. Like, hands down. You've never had an opportunity or want to dress up. You've never been invited to many fancy parties. Because, you've been down with the regular people. But this is the first time you've seen yourself, like, really cleaned up, trimmed proper. She pulls your hair back into a ponytail real quick in order to kind of complete the look. And you look like holy, like straight up. You look the part. And it is almost awe-inspiring to see yourself like that as a drow, Hallis, you see kind of the same thing. This is, you've been a caravan and a fighter, a caravan guard and a fighter for most of your life. There's never been a reason to get any type of fancy stuff. And seeing yourself in, that dark tunic that kind of ripples with blue every time you move, and, seeing yourself like dressed up and, actually presentable as opposed to just casual. It's awe-inspiring. It's definitely
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. How do you guys react to it?
Same
dig
way
it.
I react to everything.
Nah.
General stoicism. What about you, Varys?
I'm gonna soak it in. And, well. No, I don't got much, really. Sorry.
Hey, no, that's fine. It's definitely not something to you can't elaborate too much on. But yeah, no, she takes the time to kind of glance around you guys one last time and peek. There's no stains, there's no wrinkles, there's nothing like that. She kind of claps her hand and she's like, "You two look fabulous. I didn't think I'd be able to work with such rough caricatures, but I did it."
Calling rough.
Oh, don't fool yourself. She kind of just goes back to like she's got her fingers up against her mouth, kind of tapping, and she's like almost like she's trying to think of anything else. But after a moment, the energy kind of just ebbs, and she just smiles, like a genuine fucking smile. She's like, "You guys look great. you will definitely bring honor to this house with these.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to leave the rest of these here. If you could call me as soon as possible, Petrif, as soon as the others get back, we need to do fittings. But with these, I'm confident in the rest of my work now. And Petrif just kind of, looking between all three of you like, what the hell just happened in the last 20 minutes? Because I don't recognize these people anymore. But she kind of pats her on the shoulder and starts escorting her out, and the other three packages are sitting there. Is there anything that you guys would like to do now that you're all dressed up?
I'm gonna see if they actually stuck up to the, actually stands up to the whole fighting robes part.
Hallis, would you like to as well?
He's not gonna try to fight, but he's definitely gonna see if he can stick some daggers somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some space for you. I think you can find. Why don't you both make me dexterity check?
Check or save?
Check.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's the
So-
curse.
So Varys, it is 100% fighting bro. She took that quite literally, and you have more wiggle room than you do in your armor. It's like a second skin almost. It's just perfectly natural as you go. Hallis, yours is as well, and that's kind of the problem. Is that it's so well fitting. As soon as you try and slide a knife or a dagger or something that's not relatively flat, it makes an impression against the material. So it's almost impossible to find a place to stick something where it's not immediately noticeable.
Right. Imagine he also tries to like stick something somewhere, and he's like there, and then it just slips like right out of the wherever he put it. He's like, fuck.
Like tucking up his sleeve, and he goes for a handshake, and it flies out and hits the floor.
Yo.
Okay. Well, there's your guys' suits. It is very, like I said, very resplendent. It makes you guys look fantastic, at least in my mental image. I was going to get Maddie to do some sort of commission, but I have to talk to her. So with that, does the marketplace group want to go to want to hit the house before you guys stop by Nasiria's place?
I thought that's where we were going. Yeah.
Yeah, which is closer?
The servants' quarters would be closer.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay.
So is that back to the house or?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
back to the El Amaris.
Okay.
So as you guys walk in, the first thing you notice is how fantastic your other two compatriots look. And of course, they're doing their thing of just kind of sitting with their feet up and just relaxing.
Nice.
It seems that you both are. Well,
Don't make me hit you.
you both
You
look
look
quite nice.
fancy.
Yes. So, so is our clothing ready for the ball?
I think that was you two.
I don't know. Is it?
Mostly.
yeah, I was-
You need to have a little fitting done.
Oh, is she still here?
Better run and get her.
Don't know where she would go.
So Petrif sees you all come in, sees you in, and as soon as you all get kind of ushered into the side room as she goes to get the tailor. The tailor stayed on site, just in case. So she whips back in like a whirlwind, and pretty much takes Athalia and Bia by the arms and swings them around to go into the back room.
Yeah.
Come, we have so much to do.
I'll wait
I
here.
look back. I look back at Hallis and Varys like I'm asking for help.
I just wave.
I feel abandoned.
You guys go through much of the same process that those two did. If you both could make me Constitution checks, please.
Saves or checks?
Saves.
See how
It
many
was
times you
it
get
was checks
stabbed.
last time.
No, it saves.
No, it was
It was
saves.
saves.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I was wrong.
It was checks for dexterity to see if they're really combat ready.
That's right.
Fantastic. So you guys managed to avoid the worst of the abuses. There is a near fatal exercise when she tries to put Bia in a set of heels. Quickly realizes that this is a bad idea and instead gives her some flats. Because
How many skulls do you think I could crush before these heels wear out?
and that's about when she decides flats are better.
I'm already almost like, come on, put me in 6-inch pumps. Let's see if we can go for like 8-9 feet.
So you two managed to get your costumes on. She's just digging around, making sure that everything's nice and fitting, that it looks fantastic. And as you guys look in the mirror, same thing happens. This is Athalia. You're kind of used to this, at least from a younger period. You haven't done this in a long time, and you almost forgot how good you look when you go to the nines. Bia, nobody has ever done this for you before. Period. There has never been any consideration of any type of dress up, buying a dress, buying a sarong, nothing. Like none of this has ever crossed your mind. And this is the nicest you've ever looked, period.
No.
Well, by conventional definition.
By conventional definition, sure. It's really, for you, it's very interesting how how she took how much skill it took, I should say, to complement not only your skin tone, but your hair and your eyes at the same time. So,
Well, props.
So it doesn't look nearly as bad as you thought it would, or were scared it would.
I still feel like a suckling pig.
But at least you look like a good suckling pig.
I'd eat it.
So she whisks you guys back in, and promptly, Othrix, I'm going to assume you're having a conversation with the other two guys, or at least sitting down and kind of relaxing yourself.
Yes.
You feel two hands on your shoulders,
Yep.
and you are almost immediately pulled off of the chair.
Varix, try to open this! And I toss him the can.
I'm just gonna catch it and... What is this?
An experiment!
Athalia and Bia, you guys are escorted back into the sitting room too, and you see that Varys has you obviously see Othrix toss the can and scream.
I'm gonna treat it like it's explosive and just gently put it down somewhere.
Especially after that incident with the...
With the paint?
Yeah, with the paint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I tried to help.
You need a better definition of help.
I need a better definition of try.
Yeah.
So, Othrix, roll me a Constitution save.
Constitution save coming up.
And show me Othrix getting stabbed.
Oh.
So, at some point during your fitting, you don't know how it happened. But once she's almost done, you can see yourself in the mirror, and you look great. Somehow she has managed to sew the cloak into your crest. Call it inattention, call it excitement, But you go to take it out, and you feel tugs all
Ow.
across your shoulders and back.
Ow!
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Ow.
I believe this is out. Yes, it is definitely within the crest. It is out.
Hold on. Hold on. And she like whips a pair of scissors out real quick.
Oh no. Ma'am, just please be very careful. The crest is a symbol.
And suddenly your head is pushed forward as though by a linebacker. And you hear just snip, 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 snip. The cloak is caught as it falls off. And a quick inspection shows that nothing else has been cut off. You've come out unscathed. And she just kind of looks at you with this disapproving look of, I'm a master seamstress. Please, don't underestimate my talent with a pair of scissors, all right? Clip. And she like snips them right next to your ear.
That's a mean noise.
Yes, it really is.
Especially a good old pair.
He shuts his trap.
So,
Othrix, what kind of experiment is this?
Am I out?
I can stand and talk to you while you're
Okay.
getting manhandled.
Oh, thank you. It is that I've been trying to open that for many months and have been very unsuccessful, but just recently I discovered that what used to be in it was the sound of water, and then I believe when someone tries to open it, someone new tries to open it, it changes form of whatever is inside of it. Or if a different person tries to open it with a different means. I haven't worked out the complete theory yet, but I'm trying as many permutations as I can. You have no reason to worry about it because, well, one, it has not yet been able to been opened, and everything I've thrown against it has been futile. But if it is opened, I'm sure that whatever is inside of it is completely safe.
So, Sarge, I'm gonna gently
Yes, sir.
put the can down.
Okay.
Take off the nice clothes. Just
Oh, man.
Oh no.
is there like a courtyard or something, like an interior little garden I can step into?
Athalia, would that be something that your family would have?
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. So I'm gonna head out into the little garden, can in hand,
Smite it.
and I'm just gonna flood channel divinity into it. See what happens.
Huh.
So what channel divinity are you flooding it with?
Nature's wrath.
Okay. So you are pushing every earth-shattering event that you can think of into this poor little can. Earthquakes, tornadoes, thunderstorms, like anything that is powerful in nature that you can even imagine, you are just pulsing into this thing in order to try to just destroy it, or at the very least make it respond. To the point where the pressure of you trying to do this cracks the pavement beneath you. And at the end of it, through all the wind and rain and everything, all the effects that have come through it, you open your hands to reveal that absolutely nothing has happened to the can.
Shake it! What does it sound like?
Shake, 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 shake.
It sloshes like oil.
Well,
Oil.
you hear cursing in Draconic.
Loud, aggressive cursing.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a minute and now the cracked and damaged garden and just meditate on the can of mysterious wonder.
Mia's
Oh,
trying
man.
to take notes on all the new curse words she's hearing.
A lot of them involved missing or damaged crests. It's interesting.
I don't
It has
understand
nothing to do
Draconic.
with it.
Yep.
So with all of this, you all finally managed to get dressed and ready, and it's about time to head to the ball.
Snazzy.
So what we're going to do is we're going to end here.
Cool.
We're about 15 minutes out from 6, and we will go over everything. So from my standpoint as a GM, you guys seem to have a lot more fun with this one.
Definitely.
Yes, no, maybe, like, this
I
is an
feel bad
interactive
for
course.
John and Garrett.
I don't.
So we'll do good thing, bad thing. That way we can go ahead and wrap this up. And we'll start from the top of the Discord chat, as always.
Josh.
Man, this was a roller coaster ride for me. God. Can I pass until a couple later people until I formulate something?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We'll go the way around, and you'll go last time.
Okay.
All right, Maddie, go ahead.
Good thing, bad thing? Good thing. I really like that Athalia and Bia now have a promise that whatever happens with the thingy, we're both gonna handle it.
If one of us is gonna die, the other one's gonna die, and it's super special.
Ride or die, bitches. Bard and Barbarian, they both start with B, and we're both bad bitches, so it works. One bad thing. The story part of me is curious what horrible thing is going to happen because of that deal Bia made. But the other part of me is like sincerely worried that whatever it is going to be proportionately far, far, far worse than what we're gonna use that spice bag for. And I'm like, I sold my soul for one corn chip. So that's my bad thing.
Okay.
And also the paladin abandoned us to not being able to detect good and evil.
Lexi.
Not my fault. I was told to keep a low profile.
We could take you. Yeah, okay.
A good thing for me is I had a lot of fun going and exploring and pissing off that one dude. Bad thing is I found it hard to focus because I was really sick.
Mhm.
So I found my attention starting to wander, which is why I was messing with things and the cat and, whatever. Things to keep my hands busy but my mind unoccupied.
Okay.
That's my only really bad thing.
Cool. John?
I don't really have a good thing or a bad thing. It was a fine session. It just wasn't very standoutish to me, I guess.
Okay. That makes sense. Let's see. For me, good thing. I definitely enjoyed the session a lot more. I liked kind of sitting back and letting you guys do your thing. I forgot how immensely entertaining it is just to kind of sit back and let the shenanigans happen. I will tell you about 90% of the session was unplanned. So I had a fucking blast coming up with all of this. It was really great. I came up with some fantastic ideas for down the road. Bad thing was I really wanted to get you guys to the ball today, but next session we will definitely, since it's all set up and ready to go, we're basically treating it as a social dungeon. So be prepared.
Welcome to Le Dungeon.
Middle school. We're going to middle school.
It's
Got
a sock hop.
I like Lay Dungeon better because it feels like a very posh BDSM club.
It's masquerade.
There you go.
Yeah, so it is literally masquerade. Yeah. Love
Yeah, we're now everybody's got to roll up a Vampire the Masquerade sheet, and we're gonna do. Garrett, what'd you think?
I had fun listening to all the banter. I like whenever all of the people just do stuff that is hilarious, and then I can just one-liner in every once in a while. It's my favorite thing to do. Bad thing. I wish we would have got to something real, but minor. It's all set up now, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that we are where we are, because next time it'll just be like, and we're in, instead of having to set up and go in. 'Cause I don't think we would nearly have had enough time, even if we had like started the ball at like when we took that break earlier.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the same thing I did last session and just kind of throw things at you guys and then roll into whatever I had. So while this was a bit more natural, I liked it. That's just me though. Josh.
Bad thing, those fucking rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. One, I'm kind of glad that I got him out before the actual ball, so that's hopefully things will change. And I didn't want to spend my luck points because I wanted to save them for the ball. Good thing, gosh, I liked Othrix being Othrix this game. I liked sticking to my guns with the character.
Mm-hmm.
And what came out of that?
That was entertaining for me too.
Yeah.
Awkward lizard is awkward.
Yeah, and I like that the can became the center point for the whole episode.
When everybody had forgotten about it right beforehand.
Yep. Oh, so good.
Cool. Well, it sounds like overall it was an improvement. So it just can keep getting better from here. So next time, 100% expect the ball. I know we said it this time. I was trying to.
We all die.
The ball of death. Wait, you didn't say that before.
They all found ways to hide knives in their clothes.
Oh man.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia music. The Gain starts a civil war.
Yeah, I think that's Varys's like goal though. Cool. Well, I'm glad this turned out a lot better. It seems like everybody had more fun. The ball, again, like I said, will happen next time. I got it all planned out, at least what scenarios are going to happen. So it is a lot more open-ended than a lot of our other encounters have been. So got some NPCs fleshed out, got some encounters set up, so you guys will have a lot to do, and everybody will have something that they can contribute or do, regardless of what the situation is.
Got it.
So don't feel like, just because you're a fighter, Hallis, or just because you're socially inept, Othrix, that you guys are somehow stuck with those roles. There will be something for everybody to do. So with that, we can go ahead and end the stream. You guys are free to go about your business for the rest of the day. If you guys want to talk to me about anything on the side, obviously I'll be available for the next little bit. But other than that, the day is yours.
All right. Well, everybody have a good one. Stopping the stream right here. So everybody have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.